Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost!
But every night I'm making new best friends, and the only problem is we like having a good time. Forget yourself now.
If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey!
The man with the finest beard on this screen.
Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
And listen between two beers.
Getting down.
Hello. Pluggo's rocking out.
Our song's a banger, bro.
It is. It's a banger. It's a banger song. It is a
Best
tremendous
intro song in the
song.
game.
It could be. But welcome, everybody. Welcome, Love Wrestling. Welcome, everyone, in. It's 8 p.m. It's Thursday night. Y'all know what that means.
What does
It's
that mean?
episode 106, Pluggo. 106
Wow.
of Between Two Beards. We got Sierra already in the chat, already saying hello. Hello, Sierra. Good to see you.
Hello.
Just a reminder to everybody.
Welcome in.
Oh, we got Josh in the chat saying, hey, bitches. We got
Josh Robinson.
Spencer saying, Pluggo jamming like Blair and Lawrence and I do on Sunday brunch.
That's right.
I love it.
I'm just surprised that we're still here with the lights on. We spent quite a bit of money last week.
We did.
Josh is in the house. The legacy of season finale.
Hab guys
this week.
here. Seeing
Hab
Hab guy
guy.
popping in. Everybody, the chat is starting. The chat is flowing. If you want your message to be read on the screen, remember there you can definitely do a super chat, and we will read your question, your comment, anything you want within reason. Let's not be
don't know.
inappropriate.
Pretty much established, though. We'll read anything.
We will. We will. So feel free to send in your super chats. But if you're here, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell for notifications. Make sure
that
you
like
give a
button.
thumbs up. A thumbs up does a lot for the algorithm for us. So a nice little thumbs up would be wonderful too.
Tell your friends to come on in. We'll have some
Absolutely.
fun. We're going to dive deeper into it here in a little bit. We are at the 6-month mark of the year. Crazy to think. So we're going to just not do a full-on Beardy Awards because that's for the end of the year. That's when the magic really happens. But we're just going to talk about the first, half of the year and see where we stand on matches and performers. But first, if I don't mind, I don't usually take over. I let you segue in, but I was watching our entrance and like a couple thoughts popped into my head. Boo the Rads. They need to get out. Zach needs to get them out of there. I can't see their faces every week. Just makes me. And I miss TFA.
Yeah.
We need to get TFA back on the show.
Yeah. TFA is a real one. She's a real one. She's an OG.
And something about Control Your Narrative, NWA. Just kidding, Spencer. Hi, Spencer.
Unbelievable. Sierra, we are doing well. We got Ryan Sullivan popping in. Yeah, he does it every week. Every week. Don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter if it's your show, my show, Ryan. By the way, Ryan of the Mark Order Podcast, fantastic episode yesterday. He got put in his place a little bit for hoarding them podcast invites.
Wow. Well,
you should go check it out. Him, Aunt, and Miss Kate. They do an awesome job on Wednesday nights.
They do.
It's like you did yesterday, man.
Yeah, me and Drew killed it. It was a very easy Dynamite to review because it was a good one. We'll dive into it a little bit here. But I think right now, like in wrestling, we're looking all right, man. I mean, this was the best Monday Night Raw this past week that I could remember in a little bit. Ryan saying he hoards nothing. You need to apologize.
I did apologize last week. I apologized. I saw the heavily doctored edited clip as well that made its rounds on socials. But look, I said my piece. I said look, it's a two-way street in any relationship, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, whatever. It's a two-way street. It takes two to tango. The Rads have yet to apologize to me for all of the Pluggo slander. They sit here on a weekly basis and talk about how just amazing JPJ is, which he is. He's phenomenal. JPJ is goated, in my opinion. Y'all should hire him, have him on your shows, make it happen. But I'm just saying, and they always say I am the second worst streamer of all time because I'm not good at anything.
No, they say they call you the second worst streamer of all time because they said that because if you were the worst streamer of all time, you'd be the best at something. So they go,
exactly.
Josh, 1000% Raw did rule this week. We are going to be talking about that.
So to tie a little bow on this Rads beef, if they'd like to come on, here's an invitation. We'll all sit down. We'll squash beef, bro. Like they do, like Charlie Day said. We'll squash and beef, man. We'll make it happen.
All right.
But it's a two-way street, and until I get a little bit of love from one of those damn Rads, I stand firm in the fact that
they just give me all the love.
That Paralira is now the greatest LPW tag team champions in the history of LPW.
Wow.
But yes, wrestling is in a wonderful, absolutely wonderful place right now.
It absolutely is. And but go ahead. No, I'll let you do your point, and then
I was just gonna say, because I feel like whether because I actually wanted to throw something at you after you pay those bills, but whether you like the low end indies to the high end indies to Raw to SmackDown to AEW, whatever you like, Impact, it's all good. It's all good right now. There's so much you can find something positive about every type of wrestling, and just enjoy it. Love wrestling, if you will.
Yeah,
it's not just a clever slogan.
It is what it is. It's the name for a reason, guys. It's the name for a reason. Cole popping in the chat saying hello. Glad to have you here. All right, before we dive into the week of wrestling, and then like you said, we're going to be talking about kind of the mid-year, where we're at, where we're feeling our pulse, a pulse check, a mid-year pulse check.
Shoot.
What?
We got a super chat.
Oh my God, dude.
Ryan.
Oh my God. Well, I think
super chats.
All right.
Ryan.
Pluggo, I think you need to read this one, sadly.
This is a big one, Ryan. Thank you, friend.
$10. Thank you so much, Ryan. We appreciate that.
Okay. This is totally not scripted. Do you want to give me the big screen for this?
Oh yeah, damn. Hold on, let me hook that up, bro.
It's a big.
Wait, is it going to be me? No. How do I get it to be you? Wait. I have to hide. Oh God.
We're not good at this. All right, it's fine. It's fine.
No, I don't know how to do it.
We'll edit and post.
Here we go. Boom.
Okay.
Give me a second. I found it. I figured it out. Anyway.
All right. I, Pluggo, say this of my own free will and with my full heart. The Rats are the greatest wrestling group in the history of professional wrestling. My disrespect has been uncalled for, and I am sorry.
Wow. All right. That's big of you, Pluggo. That's big of you. That's big. I'm proud of you. It takes a real person, a real one. Oh God, I think. Oh no. Pluggo's sick. You're muted, bro. Get it together. I know you just got sick, but you're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, I hit the button. On the swing over for my gag
from
reflex.
Your vom up. You just vommed. You're Ralph.
If you want to get super chats like that read on
Thank
air,
you, Ryan, for that super chat. That means a lot. Pluggo Ralphed everywhere.
We got Noob in the house saying, "How's everybody?"
All right, can I pay some bills? Can I pay some bills?
Paying our people.
And
we got
then we'll
new
dive
people in
into
the
the
house.
wrestling. Yeah,
Hey,
well, the people won't be here
All
if
right,
we don't pay
that's
these
it.
bills.
That's it. Somebody drop a super chat to
Yeah, super
the
chats
name
all
of
night,
Tom Brady.
gang. Super chats all night.
All right, let's pay these
Anyway,
bills.
first of all, you'd say anything about Tom Brady. I'll be coming through the screen.
Did you see that thing I sent you?
I don't. Yes, I did. I didn't respond to it for a reason.
I didn't understand.
I didn't respond to it for a reason.
Nothing
Anyway,
to do with football.
anyway. Good Lord. trying to do the right thing here. For the love of God. BetStamp, people. BetStamp. They are our newest brand partner here at Love Wrestling, and today's podcast is brought to you by the BetStamp app, which is helping thousands of people win at sports betting for absolutely free. The same way travelers use Google Flights or Expedia to find the best prices, bettors can now use BetStamp to do the same. When you place a bet, the odds given by a sportsbook will determine how much you can possibly win. Even when betting on the same outcome, different sportsbooks will offer varying payouts, and these differences can be huge. Thankfully, BetStamp allows you to easily line shop for the most profitable odds across all sportsbooks. You can click on any matchup and instantly see all the different odds for game lines, player props, and even future bets. Line shopping is the simplest way to find an edge in sports betting and maximize your chances of winning long term. On average, BetStamp users win an extra $1,000 plus yearly just by this line shopping feature. You can find the BetStamp app on the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, or through your browser at www.betstamp.app. That is www.betstamp.app. To access all these benefits, sign up using the promo code that you see right on your screen right there, Love Wrestling, and start your journey to successful sports betting today. If you forget to use the code upon sign up, you can always enter our code in your BetStamp account afterwards, so do not panic or anything like that, but please go check out BetStamp on the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, or at www.betstamp.app.
Hell yeah. King of the ad read.
Boom.
I'm going to say this, friends. It's completely free. So if you go there,
you got the NHL finals going on. You got the Stanley Cup finals going on right now. The NBA finals. You can bet. Josh is here in the chat. You can bet on footy. You can bet on anything you want. Golf.
AFL, yeah.
Hey, you can bet on anything. I can't yet, unfortunately. Hopefully soon. But
only do that if you go there and type in Love Wrestling in the promo code. Let them know we sent you. Let them know you love us. Yeah. Unlike, Jesus, I'm still Ryan. You had to. I want my stickers, Ryan. I want my stickers. And if that clip makes its way on the internet this week, I vehemently deny that ever happened. I was gonna say something like, so yeah, in the spirit of betting, right? So the WWE is on DraftKings now too. So if you like doing that. So I don't think we're on this quite level but if it was like, so you could put future bets down and like the Red Sox to win the division or yada, yada, yada. But if we're going to talk, right.
Red Sox don't even know how to field ground balls.
But I'm saying, like, if I was going to make a futures bet, I was thinking about this today while I was driving around doing my thing. Over under, if I set the bar at 2.5, over under 2.5 world titles for Austin Theory, if you had to bet in the future.
Like in his career?
Like career, future bet. It's a 2.5 is the line.
So 3, yeah, okay.
It'd be 3's the over, 2's the under.
Was he like 25? Something like that? 24, 25 years old?
Yeah.
I'm going to go under.
Under. Okay.
I'm probably going to be wrong, but yeah, I'm going to go under.
Same question. MJF world titles in his career, over or under 2.5?
Oh, over.
Over. Okay.
Easily, yeah. I think that's an easy one.
Okay.
Austin Theory is probably easy when you think about it because he's so young, but I don't know. And again, he's young. He has time. I don't know if Austin Theory is ever going to be able to like truly get over with the crowd.
Okay.
Truly. Where I feel like MJF already is.
I was just, and the reason I bring that up, I was just not that I compared the two, but I was just thinking younger guys, world titles. That's what a futures bet would be. I don't know if we'll ever get there in wrestling betting, but DraftKings does, like, you can gamble.
Imagine that. How long? What would the time frame be though?
It's a futures bet. It would be
but technically in wrestling that could be 20 years.
It could be. That's a futures
what are you gonna
bet.
Do a bet? What if you die? Like, what happens?
Well, then you just left a bunch of money to your significant other.
Wow.
I'm just throwing. I mean, obviously they're not gonna. They probably have to cap it for that kind of betting. But again, wrestling is becoming a predominantly bettable thing, and you should check it out. So you could do futures bets. You could say, "Hey, I have a futures bet that Roman Reigns will win the title in 2020." You know, whatever. That'd be fun. You
Blair,
two have a great. Thank you, Blair.
We appreciate that, Blair. Thaddeus, that should be a fun little interview. So you have fun doing that. Tell him
What?
that we say hi.
You tell Thaddeus that we need to get him on here. Tell him to go see us too. That'd be awesome. We love Thaddeus and 7. But
100%.
Blair and I do a little ditty on. We're going to Sunday morning at 10 a.m. called Forex Sports. We're going to talk about independent wrestling and get you all covered there. So yeah, you don't really. Yeah, I don't really want. You don't really want to bet on wrestling. That's fair. I get it. I don't either.
I feel like it could be weird. It could be weird.
It's just it is one of those things where it is written, the script is written, so somebody knows. But interestingly enough, you can go to BetStamp, you can gamble on your professional wrestling if that's what you so choose.
Yeah.
Speaking of the independent wrestling, I went to Black Label Pro this Saturday. JPJ.
I watched some of that on the television.
Did you see me?
Very rarely. I messaged you and I was like, "Where the hell are you sitting?"
I'm
on the camera side.
Yeah, it was on the hard cam side. I was right by the camera, so it was tough. If you check out Speedball Mike Bailey's blog, he had another camera, and I'm sitting like right there, so he's kicking the crap out of Kevin Koo. I showed you the picture, but that's where I was. But it was wonderful. It was a great time. Speedball Mike Bailey is a saint.
Starks was there.
Billy Starks talked to me for a few minutes. She was super nice.
Mance Warner and Steph DeLander had a little thing there. That was what I watched mainly.
Got engaged.
They got engaged, and then I saw a cheese grater on a tongue.
Yeah, I was sitting. Okay, so where the cheese grater on the tongue was, right?
Yeah,
I am literally 5 feet from that. Wow. So I'm sitting there just like, this.
That's gnarly. That's gnarly.
But yeah, then they sat down. They shared a Miller Lite together. Manser proposed with said Miller Lite. Steph said yes. Then Mance turned on Steph.
Yeah, and got the easy victory and got out of it. Good stuff.
Easy victory. For a Mance Warner death match, it wasn't quite Steph DeLander and Mance Warner's best death match, but it was a fun one. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Overall, the whole show was fun.
Love it. We love it.
Support independent wrestling, friends.
Of course, you have to. You have to. But when we're talking about pro wrestling, I think, I don't know.
Have guy, they're on Fight now. I don't know if they're still on.
Yeah, they are on Fight. That's where I watched it. It was on Fight. Yeah. I mean, we can go as far back as last Friday because you had that Bloodline segment on SmackDown. That was
that was something.
It was. Some people would call it cinema. I love that. That's social media stuff about people like blacking out. It's not cinema. It makes me laugh.
Wrestling it's a story. It's art. It's a cinematic masterpiece. Shut up if you don't. Shut up. Wrestling isn't a cinema. Shut up.
But we had Roman out there. First of all, what do you think of the new title? How do you feel about the new look of the new Universal title?
I don't necessarily hate it. I'm indifferent on it. I know that a lot of people didn't like it because I posted the picture, and if you head over to my Facebook page, you get a lot of Weisenheimers in there. But yeah, it's fine. I prefer that than him just carrying around two belts just to carry two belts. Like lump it into one if that's your ultimate goal.
Yeah.
It does beg in the question though. Now the lineage of the WWE championship is kind of dead. Now you have this world heavyweight championship, and now the Universal
is it the WWE. What is it? Who is it? What are they calling it? The WWE Universal Championship, right? Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah, the WWE. No, it's the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. So it's still got the same.
So it's still that long name. Okay.
Shout out to Elise, by the way.
I was gonna say we got Big Bad Boris popping in saying hello. Shout out to him. We got Elise Walton saying what's up, boys. What is up with you, Elise? Glad you're here.
She was at the Black Label Pro show.
Well, there you go.
Surprised. I was like, oh hey, you're here, and the person she was with, his poor shin. He took a chair because
he took a chair to the shin.
Took a chair to the shin.
Sue?
He was just sitting. he was just sitting there, and then the action spilled outside.
It's the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. That's what it is.
And they kicked the chair. I would have been like, I'd have sold that. I'd have fell. I'd be like, my neck, my back. I'd have been dying. I'd have been dying. But it was great to see you too, Elise. That was a lot. That was a super fun show. That was her boyfriend, by the way. I don't like to assume things, Elise. So I just said the person you were with. I don't want to make that assumption, but that's awesome. He's a really nice guy, by the way. You should tell him you should watch our show, Elise. He's a super cool guy.
There you go. Everybody.
No, but it was everybody should. I mean, yeah. But no, the belt looks cool. Boris has got that sexy voice, by the way.
Yeah.
Love me some big bad Boris.
100%. Yeah. So all right. So at the end of SmackDown, you have the bloodline. Roman comes out with Triple H. He is given the new belt. Oh, dang. She's sending him the link. There you go, Elise. Do it up.
Yeah. Tell him. Tell that
Boris,
boyfriend
we mean that,
you
get them smooth voice, you
listen, you want a guy that's going to call an amazing wrestling show for you, hire Boris. You want to listen to another awesome podcast with the most sexy voice I've ever heard? Mrs. Pluggo needs to start a podcast, but then go to Boris.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Watch out. I don't want to get in trouble.
But
yes.
They presented with the new title. Roman is doing his thing, and the Usos come out, and Jimmy Uso and him go back and forth. And Jimmy says, "Hey, we don't want to leave the group. We want to stay with this, but we want it to be fair, and we want to do things the right way, and we want it to be fair." And Roman is like, "Okay," and then he goes, "So are we in this, man? Are we Us? Are we day one?" And Roman goes in for the hug, and then as he hugs him, he goes, "No, we're not." But like earlier, Roman asked Solo, "What side are you on?" And Solo goes, "I acknowledge you, my tribal chief, but they're my brothers." And he walks over to the side of the Usos, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!" So it looked like it was like, "Oh, it's all crumbling. It's all crumbling on Roman. Here we go." And then Jimmy pleads his case. He says, "Yo, we don't want to not be with you, man. Like, we want this group to still be the bloodline, but we want to be we want it to be fair. We want it to be good. Like, we don't want you.
We want to be respected.
We don't want you gaslighting us and bossing us. Like, we want to just be. We love each other." And
listen, we want a pizza party in the break room, Roman.
Yeah,
goddamn.
Appreciate all of us. Yeah. And then Roman leans in and he goes, "Yeah, no, we're not good." And then Solo hits Jimmy with the spike. And now it's once again, for the dozenth time, it's all on Jay. It's all on Jay because they leave. And like not on Mike, but as they're leaving, Heyman stops Roman at the end of the ramp and he goes, "What about Jay?" And Roman goes, "Jay will do what he always does. He'll fall in line." And that's how SmackDown ended.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh man. So it's always on Jay. Roman is the head of the table.
Tribal chief.
He's the tribal chief. He's the head of the table. But this bloodline story has been about Jay. Jay has been the intertwining thing the whole time. Jay always has the conundrums. He always has the issue. It's all Jay.
Jay needs to get his shit together.
Bro. Jesus. It's not even his fault all the time. Poor Jay. Poor Jay.
Is Jay. I said it last week. And before, if she is still here, real quick, I almost forgot to shout out, that Trevor Outlaw, at least, he's a terrible person. Team Matt Bennigan. Sorry. Fair. Anyway, I would like to say, as well, last week I was sitting here going, okay, when they did the kick, we were like, all right, we're going to rehash this, only now it's with Jimmy. And then they figured out a way this week, not figured it out, I'm sure they knew, but they made it about Jimmy again. And I was like, okay, now you still have me intrigued. Because I was like, if you're just going to do the same story with Jimmy that you did with Jay, I don't really want to see that. But if you figure out, like they did, a way to make it about Jay again, okay, cool. And then like Paul Heyman showed up on Monday and he's like, tune in Friday. Yada, they're like really hyping this up. So I don't think you can change him, at least.
No, and like Noob said in the chat, like the Bloodline Civil War is about to begin. That's what they're heading to. And he said Jey Uso has clearly been the main character. and the bloodline storyline. You know, people always, you know, Roman's the head of it, right? But it's really like the story it's been Jay's story. Like, you know, it's just kind of like, it's really good.
In
And I think
honor of our bet stamp partner and everyone in the chat, leave your guess or your comment or your prediction. When does Roman drop this title?
next year's WrestleMania.
It will be at next year's WrestleMania. Or do you think it's sooner? Do you think it's later? Do you think he just holds it forever?
Well, I would assume. So what's the next one? Money in the Bank, right?
Yeah, Money in the Bank is in
Which
July.
I hate the fact that it's probably not, Roman's probably not going to be defending that belt again. But I would think the match is Roman and Solo versus the Usos.
Who's the
Money in the
SummerSlam
Bank.
match?
Probably should be Jimmy at this point. One-on-one for the title.
And Jimmy's not taking that thing.
No.
Right. So then it'd be Money in the Bank, SummerSlam. Then you probably have whatever's in September.
Survivor Series. I don't know if it'll be Rollins and the two champs, if they'll do that shit again. I hope not.
Yeah.
But they do War Games is going to be the Survivor Series thing now. So it'll probably be the Bloodline again.
Yeah.
With going against somebody, you know, whatever. Maybe, but if they're not together, it could, you don't know.
Or
You don't
instead
know.
of house show in Topeka. I hope so, man. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, I know that we've all talked, and when we've talked, that's what we're here about the year so far. All year we've talked about Cody's the guy. I
still think Cody is the guy.
But nothing about what's going on with Cody right now is in the same stratosphere.
No,
as what's going
Cody's
on
taking
with
a
Roman.
step down a level.
I would say he's not.
this
I
bloodline-
personally think he's taking a step up because Dominic is that damn good.
Dominic is going to be in that Money in the Bank ladder match. You know, damn fucking
So that's
right
what
he's
I'm
going to be
just.
in that Money in the Bank ladder
That's
match.
what I'm getting at. So does he end up ultimately? Do we see him losing it to Jay? Is that the story that they want to tell?
I mean,
it's going to
again,
implode around
if
him.
that's
right?
the story that they want to tell, I would not be against that story at all. But do we think that Jey Uso is going to be a world champion?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I think in this storyline, we know he can wrestle. We know he can do good matches. I think from a character standpoint, he has clearly shown that like he can be as good as anybody with the emotions that he's shown throughout this storyline and the layers of depth that his person has had, his character has had in this. He has shown that he could do it. He could be a main event, especially if Roman leaves after this or goes away. You're going to need that, you know, maybe they go away from the Usos and they've identified Jay as like, yeah, we think he could be a top singles guy.
We got Noob saying, you know, Noob says July
2024.
So that's next year's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, maybe.
So he would win. So he would win at Mania, according to Noob. Go to the Backlash when he's just. I mean,
well,
granted,
how often is he going to be defending it? Though?
Well, that's what I'm.
You know what I mean?
Saying.
If they do the tag match at Money in the Bank and it's Solo and Roman versus the Usos, which I think is a match we're gonna be seeing here very soon, that's another month. That means that since WrestleMania, he will have fought. He wasn't at Backlash, just wasn't there. Then he did the tag. He went for the tag titles. Yeah, then he went to Saudi and did the tag titles, and now he would be in. So that would be your world champion not defending the undisputed championship at the next 3 PLEs after WrestleMania.
Which is why we introduced the world
correct. And Seth. And again, we're not going to talk about NXT, but at the end of NXT, friggin' Braun Breaker,
out of nowhere,
is talking to Seth Rollins, going, "Hey, come to NXT and defend your title." First of all,
who the hell is Braun Breaker? Think he is?
I'm not against that. I'm not against Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins for the title. Fine. If they are going to make this title like Seth's going to defend it everywhere and wrestle all the time because that guy Roman never friggin' does, whatever. But why wouldn't Braun Breaker go to the main roster to have that match? Why does Seth have to go to NXT?
Because he's a heel, bro, and the NXT parking lot is the most dangerous place in wrestling.
I mean, I feel like you're just giving away a match.
Well, I'm just saying, that's you kind of have to do that every once in a while. And if you want, that's the problem. You just nailed it on the head. You have to give these matches away because the other title
on NXT. Just have Braun show up on Raw for the week.
All right, check it out. Are you ready? I'm gonna.
I mean, Seth Rollins, that will get
Seth
more
Rollins.
eyes
On NXT is gonna get you more eyes. Braun Breaker, if he was Mr. Happy-go-lucky like he used to be, he'd show up on Raw, get his ass kicked, shake his hand, and everything good. But he's saying, Seth, you need to come here I want a piece. And then, of course, it's like, I'm going to watch NXT now. I'm going to watch that match if it happens. You know what I'm saying?
I would think it's going to happen. Why the hell would he just say that so randomly like that? If it
well,
wasn't gonna...
to be honest, he said it on Tuesday, so we'll have to wait again until Monday for Seth's response. And then I assume we'll get Seth coming out looking like $1 million saying, yep, I'll be there tomorrow night. And then everybody's going to tune in on Tuesday.
Everybody. Like,
But that's the crux of this. Seth is going to have to do that. He's going to have to go to Level Up. He's going to have to go to Main Event, because you're not getting your taste of world title domination when Roman's taking 3 pay-per-views off, or they're figuring out a way to not have him defend. So Seth is about to, and Seth has a chip on his shoulder, like in his interviews and things, like he wants to make this thing as big as the undisputed title. And I think he's going to work his ass off and say yes to anything they throw at him.
Yep.
And I think we're going to be sitting here going, God damn, Seth Rollins, wrestler of the year, when we talk about the beardies at the end of the year.
I mean, yeah, he will be in the discussion. No question.
But yeah, Braun Breaker, like out of nowhere, that was
I
was like, holy shit,
huh?
what?
I mean, I wasn't against it by any means, but I saw it. I was like, all right, we're doing that. Cool.
But that does beg the question, why don't you just call him up at this point?
It's true.
Because if he has nothing else to do in NXT that we're calling out Seth Rollins.
I mean, Elise does have a good point that he does have a lot of anger from being a Bears fan. I would too. Although
By
the Bears,
way,
I think the Bears might be good this year,
might
to
be
be
pretty-
honest with you.
Don't get our hopes up.
I don't want to jinx it because they are the Bears, but
I will
they might
say
be all
the
right.
funniest thing I've seen all week is like the Taylor Swift memes, and it's like Bears fans going, "Oh, is that what it's like to leave Soldier Field happy?"
Oh, was she just in Chicago? Is that what
Yeah,
happened?
she just performed in Chicago for like 2 or 3 days.
She sold out here like I want to say like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and one of the nights it was torrential downpour, and she was out there doing her thing. I was like, how the hell is she not slipping and sliding and going? CFL starts today. Hell yeah! All right. Okay, you need what town are the Stamps? What? Okay, is it the Stampede?
Calgary Stampede.
Calgary Stampede.
Right?
Is that what it is?
The Toronto Argonauts. Calgary
them.
Stampeders. Stampeders.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
You only know those two?
That's it. Off the top of my head.
Calgary. Yeah. All right. Fair.
Calgary. Yeah. That's it. Calgary and Toronto Argonauts. I assume that's the only.
Oh, Argonauts, I know. No, there's another big one.
No, I'm sure there is, but
there's a bunch.
It's our weekly Canadian.
Sorry,
trivia.
we're not. Yeah, this is our weekly. We learn information about Canada.
Fun fact: when I went to Black Label Pro and I met Speedball and talked to him for a few minutes, he was like,
The Saskatchewan Rough Riders. That's a good.
That's a good name. He was like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Like, how far did you drive?" And I said, like an hour and a half. He's like, "Oh, I thought you were from Canada because you're with Love Wrestling." And I was like, "No, not all of us are Canadian."
At the Montreal Alouettes. That's the one I was thinking of. I knew
there
that
you
one.
go.
The
There
Montreal
we go.
Alouettes, the Edmonton Elks. We got the BC, British Columbia, I'm assuming, Lions.
I will say this: the Saskatchewan Rough Riders is a badass name.
Yeah, it is. The Winnipeg
Like,
Blue Bombers.
If I was gonna be,
What are the Red Blacks? What?
if I was gonna be a CFL fan, which I think I will now, I'm rolling with the Rough Riders. That's dope.
The Ottawa Red Blacks. All right. What's a Red Black?
Fun fact. Okay, for our Canadian brethren in the chat, our people from Canada up north, I do have this question. I've been meaning to ask it because Colin, my oldest, by the way, he's in high school now. He graduated middle school today.
What an old shit.
Dude, tell me about it. He's gonna start football in the fall. In Canada, do they teach NFL style football to the kids or Canadian Football League rules to your youth? So, like, if you're in high school, are you playing NFL style rules or are you playing Canadian Football League rules? Because they are a little different.
Wider
Yeah.
In Canada. The goalpost is at the front of the end zone, I believe, as well, not the back of the end zone.
Isn't it like isn't it like an extra 10 or 20 yards too? Real rules. What's real rules? In Canada, that can mean CFL rules.
I think that's what he's saying.
Is that what he's saying?
I think he's saying that those are the real rules of the Canadian Football League. But to you, they are. But to us, they're not.
So I was just curious.
They're
like,
sideshow rules. That's us.
They're NFL off-season rules.
Exactly. I like football, but there's no other football to watch. All right, I'll put on the CFL. You know?
Goalpost.
Extra 10 yards. Oh, yes, that's another thing. They do have 3 downs instead of 4. I did know that. They do 3 downs instead of 4.
Okay, so
and you're allowed to do like motion before the play. and
Like
stuff
run-
like that. So you
run
can
up.
have like your receiver like running to the point, like you can do motions like that and stuff like that.
That's cool. Like in arena football.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Cool. What were we? We were talking about Seth.
I don't know how the hell we got. We were talking.
We're talking about Braun Breaker. Boris said that the CFL started, and of course we had to get our weekly. We need Zach to just whip us up a graphic when we get like sidetracked into just Canadian trivia or Canadian facts. Be like, It's time for your weekly Canadian facts.
Sure.
With JPJ and Pluggo.
Not to get somber. But before we dive back into wrestling, I do, from all of us here at Love Wrestling and from me and Pluggo, I want to send our condolences to Jeremy Lambert. He put on Twitter yesterday that his father passed away the other day. So I wanted to send our love to him from Love Wrestling. He's a great dude, does a lot of stuff over there at Fightful, and he's a really good person to have in this wrestling space. I lost my dad a long time ago, so it's not easy. It's tough, and I saw that on social media. So I wanted to send our condolences and love to Jeremy Lambert from all of us here at Love Wrestling.
Yes,
from Pluggo and myself, and Between Two Beards, we want to send our well wishes, and we're thinking of him and his family. So I forgot about that. I wanted to do it at the top of the show, but we started right out the gate, starting hollering, and
that's my fault. I was
you're good.
I was ready to go.
But I wanted.
But Jeremy is an amazing person in this community.
He's a great dude. Really, really good dude. Puts us over. Him and Spencer are pretty close. Like, he's just a great guy. He does a lot of work. He's hardworking. So yeah, I wanted to send my condolences and our condolences as Love Wrestling over to Jeremy and his family. So, okay. All right.
So we talked about Mr. Braun Breaker.
Breaker. First of all, Monday Night Raw this week. Banger of an episode. Wonderful.
Yeah, it was really
wonderful
good.
Stuff.
I
was sitting there and we were like in the third hour, and I was just like, man, this has been good.
I didn't watch it live because this week it's been hectic with the kiddos doing a bunch of different stuff. But I kicked on my Hulu version, and it's the hour and a half, like kind of condensed down, and it flew by like so fast. And I was like, oh shoot, that was good. Like, I want more.
It was the good opening segment with Rollins and Finn and Damian. I loved Rollins they're clearly, obviously, from what we saw at the end of the show, it's going to be Rollins and Finn is going to be next, but which I think is great, because obviously they have a history with the Undisputed Championship and how that went down when they first debuted that. But I love the promo. You can see that Seth Rollins he's feeling it right now. He's performing he's just feeling it on a different level. And I loved how Damian Priest at the end of that promo was like, I'm going to win the title tonight, and your reign is going to be real, real short. And Rollins looks at Damian Priest and he goes, well, either way you slice it, it's going to be way longer than his was anyway. And he just looks at Finn Balor and he does the laugh, and he like high steps oh my God, it was so good. It was great. We had matches that mattered on Monday. Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville for the Money in the Bank qualifier. That was a solid match, but there were stakes.
Can I just say it was kind of weird that like Zoe and Trish just kind of
they showed up. Yeah. So you had like Chelsea Green at ringside as well. So you have Sonya Deville with Chelsea Green at ringside, and then like halfway through the match, Zoe Stark and Trish show up, but they don't really do much. They're just there. They just show up to say hi. Yeah, and then Becky just ends up winning anyway. So it's just like, all right, well,
yeah, it's like,
right?
Shout out.
I expect Trish to cost Becky the match. Maybe Becky's close to winning, and Trish, because they're going to do that at
shout out to Chelsea Green for taking those. Like, she was getting thrown into that barricade, man. Took like
oh yeah.
Yes,
Chelsea
Karen
Green is great.
Chelsea
Karen
Green is
Green,
goated.
Yeah. And then out of nowhere, they just give us Gunther and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere. And I'm just sitting there going, what? Huh? This match could main event a WrestleMania. This match you could build a whole night, a whole show around a match like that. And they just unannounced, just were like, oh yeah, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there going, this match is going to rule. And guess what?
Kevin Owens.
Oh my God, this Kevin just unhinged.
Just like, let's go, you can leave right now.
Yeah.
Because everybody else would be like, no, I don't want to get my ass kicked by Gunther. Kevin's like, let's go right now. I don't care. And then Sammy's got his back too.
Oh yeah. It's so good.
Love it.
And this match was incredible. One of the best TV matches, Raw matches all year, as you would expect it to be. They beat the crap out of each other. That is to me, I look at Gunther and Kevin Owens and I'm like, that could main event to WrestleMania. And I would be like, yep, 100%, all in. And they were just like, we'll throw this on at 9:15 for you guys on Monday. I was just like, what? Thank you.
I'm trying to think. Seth Rollins, he just had was that with the Miz? He just had a banger match. Like we're getting like, and that I can't believe it's taken them this long to figure out the formula. Put on really good matches for a good chunk of your program, and people will get invested because that's what we're seeing at least once a week. I mean, this past Monday was an exception because I think everything was really well done. But at least once or twice a show, you're getting something where you're going, yes, I can sink my teeth in that, and then it keeps you invested for the rest.
And then we had
weird.
Yeah, we finally saw the debut of Katana Chance and Caden Carter. And I thought they looked good. I think the match should have been for the title. If you were going to have Shayna and Ronda win the match, just make it for the title.
But then you already have a title match loss under your new.
Yeah, but now they have a non-title match loss under. It was their debut. They're 0-1 no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I actually thought they looked pretty good. They got all their stuff in. Caden Carter, really good. But I thought that was a night.
They were fine in NXT.
They were the longest reigning NXT.
Yeah, but that is,
I get it, but you know, but like
that's like saying Finn Balor was the Universal Champion once.
Well, he is. He was the first ever Universal Champion. That ain't going away. That ain't leaving the record books.
That is one of Michael Cole's favorite sayings. Is former Universal Champion.
Damn right. They call it like Dolph Ziggler, 2-time world heavyweight champion. He held him for like 4 days total.
Ultimately, I still think you have this problem with this women's tag division. Katana Chance and Caden Carter are great, and they're going to do well, but they've already taken a loss. There's nobody else really in line. And then you still have the NXT Tag Team Women's Championships down there. I would like, if you're going to have Seth Rollins show up on NXT, to have Shayna and Ronda go down to NXT, and let's unify these damn things.
Yeah.
And then just rotate it through the 3 shows, because that would be cool. But it was a meaningful match. It was a really good debut. So all in all, can't complain. Complain. It's weird that we don't complain about Raw that much.
I know. Have guys saying only thing with Chance and Carter that concerns me is those party dancing type gimmicks that get over in NXT never seem to work on the main roster. Adam Rose, is that who you're talking about?
He was over.
He was over, man.
He was over.
I thought he was over.
Or
the Rosebuds? Was that?
I
right?
mean,
Braun Strowman was a Rosebud.
It is a little different. I will say that I get where Hab Guy's saying, because like that NXT crowd is the same. It's the same building every week. It's the same hardcore group of fans. I mean, Chase U is over like crazy right now, and that gimmick was terrible. He's figured out. Andre Chase, shout out to him. But I mean, like, they love the No Way Jose thing. Yeah, that's a good shout on the party gimmicks, but it's just a different vibe on the main roster than it is. That NXT is more intimate, so people tend to play along with the show.
Yeah.
But they will give it a shot. I mean, Naomi did pretty well with her like rave, gimmick. People seem to really like that kind of stuff. So maybe
you never know.
It won't matter if the matches don't. So that's
correct.
part of it too. They need to make the division matter.
And then we had, like, again, out of nowhere, unannounced, they just give us Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet, just out of nowhere. Just say, here you go. Okay. Here's a great match for you guys. I'm just like, what is? I think at one point I put on Twitter, I was like, what did we do? What did we do to deserve this? What is happening? They're doing this?
We spent years and years of suffering.
Is this a makeup for the 15 years of? I was like, usually Raw is a chore, but tonight it is not.
Again, you just put on good matches on a wrestling program. Our friend of the show, Warren Hayes, used to say that. I watch wrestling for the wrestling.
Yeah.
If you put good matches on, people will get excited about your product. And we see it in AEW all the time. Like, you can just put 2 badass wrestlers in a match and one of them lose, and it's okay. Yeah. As long as the match rules, you can come out looking good in a defeat.
Yep, 100%. Zoe Stark also qualified for the women's Money in the Bank match. So you do have her and Becky in there together. So obviously Trish will definitely be involved.
Yeah.
And then you know what?
Well, Becky ain't winning that thing.
No.
unfortunately.
and
Zoe
I'll tell
winning
you-
it would be fun, though.
I would be okay with that. Then we had a world championship match, and they said this was the first world championship match defended on Raw in over 2 years. And it was Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest, and this match was very good. Damian Priest is
Money.
we always talk about how great Seth Rollins is. Damian Priest is great. He rules. Yep. I'm thinking, there was a little dissension because earlier in the night, Damian Priest accepted the match and he said, all right, none of my people will be out there. I can beat you by myself. And Finn Balor showed up at the end of this match. And at one point, Damian Priest looked at him and was like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you here? And obviously that led to Damian Priest losing to Seth Rollins. And then the night ended with Seth and Finn staring down at each other in the middle of the ring as the broadcast ended. Do we think, I've seen a lot of internet buzz, that they might move Damian Priest on from the Judgment Day to go back to be like a solo guy, and that maybe someone like JD McDonough that they've been teasing or something like that could replace him. I think Damian Priest is I think he's kind of crucial to the Judgment Day. Like, I think obviously Finn seems to be the leader, but Rhea is the most over. But the Judgment Day is just they're all good at what they do. They're all four of them matter. I think that would be like a gigantic
Remember when we thought this was the worst thing going?
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yep.
And now it's to a point
they
where
run Raw. They're layered throughout Raw.
That Puerto Rico show, the Backlash for Damian Priest. I mean, he's over. They see it. He's at. I don't want to say he's bigger than the group, but he's getting there. He's definitely there where it's like you could push him into that next upper mid card main event title picture, and he'd be money. And if you think about it, really, like Dom and Rhea, I mean, yeah, they're part of the Judgment Day, but they're kind of their own thing.
They are their own little thing because
if you were to say split up the Judgment Day or retool the Judgment Day, I really don't think you would lose anything if Priest said, you know what, like I said I was going to do this myself. Hell, sign me up for Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Like that would be
I think he said he was a big fan of Priest back in Ring of Honor, which he had the great name Punishment Martinez. What a name, dude! Great name. But then he says, I agree with this. He goes, I don't think Priest needs Judgment Day, but Judgment Day would not be the same without him.
He's their muscle.
I agree with that.
And if you slotted in McDonough, he's smaller than Finn.
Yeah, and I feel like Priest is like the muscle. Priest is that big guy that comes and handles business when they need to handle business.
Rhea's really the muscle.
I mean, Rhea.
Nobody hits her.
Oh.
What is this?
Oh, how did he get this link?
This is different.
Yeah. All right. I was expecting. Usually we get interrupted.
If you're here to yell at us, I'm going to be upset because hi. Now Boris is in the house.
Now, first and foremost, I'm like a silhouette. That's okay. Talking about the CFL, what you need to remember first and foremost is our balls are bigger.
That is true.
Is that actually true?
That is actually true, and it was a marketing back in the 90s. It was like a marketing thing for years for the CFL. Our balls are bigger. But anyway, I just wanted to come and tell you that our balls are bigger, and yes, we have 8 teams, and the season kicks off tonight, and Canadian football is amazing.
Who's winning the cup?
The Calgary Stampeders. Everything
is that
Calgary
with your heart or with your brain?
I don't think with my brain anymore. The Flames broke my brain this season, and I just can't focus on sports.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I obviously don't know. Like, are they usually good? Is your team usually good?
Not as good as they've been in the past. We have a new quarterback this year, so we'll see how it shakes out. Winnipeg's been like the real powerhouse team in the league the past few years. But we'll see how she all shakes out. But yeah, the Stamps' first game is tonight in about 10 minutes against the British Columbia Lions.
All right. All right. Well, I'm hoping that your team gets
all the other names I saw. The Lions is kind of weak.
I know. All the other names are cool.
And you were saying the Rough Riders was a cool name back in the day, in like the 70s and 80s, and probably earlier than that. There was actually 2 teams called Rough Riders in the league.
Wow!
because
Is this going to become a weekly segment? Where you give us CFL facts.
Boris does. No, it's Boris does Canada. There was the Ottawa Rough Riders, and there is now still the Saskatchewan Rough Riders.
Okay.
And I wanted to
Ottawa's now the Red Blacks then.
Yes, they've gone actually, like the Ottawa Rough Riders went under, and then they came back again as the Ottawa Renegades, and then they went under again, and then they came back as the Red Blacks, and they seem to be doing well. Can I tell a really quick Iron Sheik story?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even get to that.
Yeah, I know. We haven't gotten to that yet, but yes,
just
please
because I don't have a podcast guest again this week. I've been trying to like I've run the well dry of people around here, and I'm trying to expand into some like indie people in the States, but it's hard for some schmuck like me to get attention for some people. So I'm working on people, but I got nothing going on. But 2014, when I was working for PWA, we booked Bushwhacker Luke and the Iron Sheik for like a 3-show loop. He was super cool, super nice, and I wanted to have just a moment with him really, really quickly because I super great heel when I was a kid, and all the moments, and I didn't want to bother him too much. But everybody knows that Sheiky likes the cold beer. So on the way to the Calgary show, I stopped at the liquor store and got a 6-pack of Budweiser, and he was hanging out in like our promoter's little office there, and I was waiting for him to be kind of by himself, and he was by himself when I snuck in with a can of Budweiser, and I just said, I wanted to give this to you. And he said, oh, God bless you, Bubba. And I could die happy, man, after that. But he was awesome. Super cool, super awesome to be around. Bushwhacker Luke was amazing, too. I got to drive him around a little bit and bought him chicken nuggets at Wendy's. Nice. But, Sheik was super cool. And, that's my story.
That's a great story. And obviously, we lost the Iron Sheik the other day as well. Legend.
Yesterday or
yesterday
or the day before?
Yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yes, my days are all together,
absolute legend of the business. There is no, however you feel about him, there is no Hulk Hogan without the Iron Sheik. There is no, he was that prototypical foreign heel. You see the famous interview, America, and he's like spitting on the ground, and he'd yell, Iran, and the crowd would throw stuff. Oh my God. It was just like such an old school villainous foreign character. And for the early days of WWF with Hulk Hogan, when they wanted to present Hulk Hogan as the All-American, without Iron Sheik, that does not happen. It just does not happen.
You can't have a good guy without a good bad guy.
Amazing.
The Sheik documentary that they came out with a few years ago, definitely watch that, because his story, like outside of wrestling, his story is fantastic. Super.
And the way he, like, if I remember right, I've watched that a long time ago, but like he was pretty much down and out. Like he was had all sorts of health problems, and then I can't remember the guy's name. Kind of like came in, started helping him out, and like he turned his life around for that better part of the back half of it. Good on him, man. She was a lot of fun, and obviously legendary without Twitter Iron Sheik, legendary Twitter follow. We would not
great Twitter follow. His tweets were like Hab Guy says. His tweets were legendary. That like prolong. I honestly think like him on Twitter like raised his profile to like have that last chapter of his career at the signings and showing up on indie shows and all these things, because he was just so incredible on Twitter. Like just the stuff he would say was just like, you had to be following him. You had
a way for him to get over with a whole new generation.
Exactly.
Like if a team, like if the Saskatchewan Rough Riders won the CFL, he'd say things like, congratulations to the Rough Riders on their CFL championship, and fuck the jabroni Hulk Hogan. Like,
exactly. And
it was just always
like
money.
Yeah,
always
good stuff.
But that's not going to happen because the Calgary Stampeders are going to win.
That's right. That's right.
Now, is there anything else that you would like to know about Canada before I eat this delicious donair?
How about this? I got one for you. How is Canada so cold when you are so hot, Boris?
It's hot here right now. Like, is 80? Okay, because I was doing the math before I got on. Is 86 degrees hot?
It's warm. It's warm. It's pretty warm.
Because that's what it is. Because it's 30 degrees Celsius
that's a warm
here
day
right now, which is 86.
That's
and
a hot
I'm
day.
Sweating like a whore in church.
That would be considered warm. I would say where I live, if it's like 90 or over, it's like it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. So
Spencer's saying double it and add is flirting absolutely with Boris all the time.
Oh, there you go.
Boris is the sexy audible chocolate of Love Pro Wrestling every month.
True.
And I believe, do you, if I'm not mistaken, you also do the Clandestine Society Love Pro Wrestling shows on the Thursday before.
Yes, those are the Thursday. I believe those are they're recorded for the Patreon. I want
for
to
the
say,
Patreon. So if
YouTube
you
or
want to get
whatever.
more of this beautiful man down here, get on our Patreon. It's
I
a
don't
good
know where
time.
that stuff goes, but I just show up on Thursday night and yell into the microphone, and I'm happy as a clam. So, but no, those Thursday shows, we do some pretty unique stuff, and they're a lot of fun. So if you're local in the area, definitely check them out, and if not, subscribe to that Patreon thing.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
like OnlyFans without the boobs.
That is true.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. You never know.
Boris, I was inspired this weekend at Smitty shows.
I hope you enjoy the season debut of your Stampeders.
Baby,
I hope they get a victory for you. You are welcome here anytime, my friend.
Yeah.
You know that.
Thank you, gentlemen. I hope you have a great night.
You too.
Right,
Thank
much
you, Boris.
love,
Thanks
brother.
for popping in. Big
Our
bad
balls
Boris.
are bigger.
That's right. The CFL, the balls are bigger.
All right.
See you later, Boris. Thank you.
Peace.
This has been your weekly installment of Boris Does Canada.
Exactly. Yeah. Boris Does Canada.
How do I leave, or do you guys just?
I think you just exit out. Just exit out.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do this now. All right.
All right.
All right. Or just
Click.
stay forever.
There he goes. There he goes. Legend. Oh man.
Fun fact: pulled behind the curtain. They Zach and Spencer, or Zach asked if it was cool, and I said, "You never ask with Boris. Just send him."
Oh wait, what? Zach asked you?
Zach asked us if it was okay if we had a run in, and I was like, "Always, just send him."
Yeah,
Boris,
just do it. Just do
Boris is he's got a pass. He's got a Beard's pass. Fun fact.
100%.
We got a fun fact here from the boss. We're still on air.
Oh.
I don't know what that means then, but
oh no, that means there's other people coming. I mean,
sure.
That's all right.
Send them.
Cool.
Tonight's off the rails as it is.
Yeah, I mean, well, usually when we don't have the guests is where they show up with the guests, obviously, but I feel like to be honest,
Spencer
even says that he has no idea who else might pop in, but he wasn't asking about Boris. So,
we
got Dustin saying Pluggo loves run-ins on the show, especially from the Rads. Listen,
if you say their name,
they didn't show up last week.
Yeah, because they were. Here's the thing. Here's a fun fact. Again, we can do this before we dive into the year that is the first 6 months of the year. And we're gonna talk some Dynamite.
Oh yeah. I want to talk MJ.
But I will say this: I've noticed a trend with the Rads. Like when they take big losses, they tend to not show up the next week. They run their mouth leading up to their match. They lose their belts. They don't show up. I am not the mastermind Hab guy. Why would I ever? They're mean to me. They love JPJ.
They do. I don't know why.
So who's running in here? I don't know.
We're gonna
I guess you'll have to hang out and find out. But I thought it was Boris. I was like, Boris he's an open door anytime he wants. I have no idea who else might pop in. LOL. I have a feeling that he does know who's popping in.
I think he might know.
If I get yelled at on my own show again. Why do you pretend you don't love them? It's not I don't pretend. I don't pander. They're mean to me.
Yeah.
I'm a loving guy.
If we're being objective, when they come on here, they usually are pretty insulting towards Pluggo. I mean that's just an objective fact.
Don't get me wrong. Talented individuals. Before this whole beef started, Mitch Clark is a gem to talk to. I mean, he did yell at me once, but I kind of had it coming. So I admit when I'm wrong. So I kind of had that coming. That LPW show, it's in the archive. You can find it. I mispronounced the name of the show, and he just let me have it for 5 minutes. Whoops. But I have interviewed TY, and I thought we were friends, and then he told me he hated me to stay in America. So here we are. But no, the wrestling. So we talked about SmackDown. We talked about Raw. We talked a little NXT. I haven't watched much more of NXT other than the Braun stuff because like I said, my son graduated from middle school that day, so I was busy. But Dynamite last night, I want to talk about. You and Drew talked about it last night in full detail on Firmly AEW on our Twitch channel. So go to Love Wrestling. No, it's twitch.tv/Love Wrestling. I'm sorry, it's CA, and check that out. But that Adam Cole MJF segment absolutely ruled. Yeah. MJF did the callback to the Karrion Kross Adam Cole promo. Adam Cole accused him of doing steroids. I was like, what is that an actual thing that floats around the internet? Or did he
maybe? I don't know. I don't know. But I thought that it was so good. It was so good.
Oh, Dynamite. That's right.
I loved MJF doing the you know what makes me special? When they ring the friggin' bell. And I knew he was you knew he was gonna say it. I said it out loud before he even said it, but I was like, oh, it's brilliant. And then he called him Keith Lee's manager.
And then Adam Cole's like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, false narrative and all this. Oh man.
It's funny, like I thought when it started, I was like, all right, we're gonna, and not in a bad way. I was just like, okay, we're gonna get the same kind of like MJF shtick. He's gonna do the same thing he always does. So like and then all of a sudden, like when Adam Cole came out and he cut him off from the Bebe part.
Oh,
and then when Adam just like let him talk for what felt like 5 straight minutes, I was like, he knows he's got him. So I was all of a sudden I was like laser beam to the TV. I was like, what? Watching his facials, like knowing, like, yeah, you say your piece, buddy, but here I come. Whew.
Yeah, Hab guy. I mean, it was the perfect MJF heel asshole thing to do. Stop the Bebe. You know, it's just
I popped when Adam Cole's music hit. I was like, yes.
Yeah, dude, I've been saying it for a while on here. I've been saying it for a while and on firmly that I think Adam Cole.
Yes, let him cook.
I think Adam Cole, I don't think it'll be right now, but I think Adam Cole eventually should be the guy that beats MJF for that title. That is how I've felt since basically Cole has come back. I was like, that's the guy to me. And I love that, like MJF, when he first started talking, was like putting him over. He was talking about how, and I loved how he referenced CM Punk. He goes, when CM Punk left me, he said it again, like just referencing him. And he's like, I didn't think that I was going to find somebody else that I still liked in wrestling. But then I saw this black, slick back hair, leather jacket wearing guy in Ring of Honor. And then he goes, which Ring of Honor sucked, by the way. He's like talking shit about it. He's like, I loved it. And you were the Panama Playboy and you were like my guy. I loved you. You were great and blah, blah, blah. And then he goes, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
What the hell happened? You know?
Same. I thought it was going to start slow too. And then they both just, and I think that has a tendency to happen sometimes in these MJF feuds. Like the Jungle Boy, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin stuff kind of started slow too. I think as people, you really got to start bringing it with MJF, right? Like you can't just come with your, hey guys, I'm going to beat you up. You got to really bring it because MJF is so damn good on the mic. But
I mean, he referenced Shawn Michaels. He said that Adam Cole was a Shawn Michaels guy. He talked about Vince.
Yeah, he said Vince
McMahon's name multiple times.
Like, isn't it funny that like that used to be like a huge deal? Now it's kind of like, all right, like he does that, but yeah, like I was on.
He goes Vince McMahon. He goes big fan. Like he says,
I was in the chat of a watch along yesterday while this was going on because I wanted to see what some other people were thinking about it in the moment. And one of the guys, and I wish I could remember who it was. I kind of just found it on. They had tagged me, so they're on socials. So if I figure it out, I'll give them credit. But they were like, I don't want anything. I don't want any schmozziness. We don't need Roderick Strong, MJF getting like the pinnacle stuffs or getting Britt Baker involved and yada, yada, yada. Just give me Adam Cole and MJF. And like Spencer said, let them cook.
Yep.
And just do this damn thing. And it could potentially be one of the best matches / feuds in AEW this year. Like,
easily.
Why not just do that? Because they do have a tendency to like convolute it. I don't care if they're doing it next week.
This next week.
Yeah.
Next week's Dynamite in general is looking
stacked.
Stupid. Looking stupid.
Looking great.
We have MJF and Adam Cole next week. We have the BCC versus the Hung Bucks next week. We have Toni Storm defending the Women's Championship against the winner of the 4-way that's on Rampage tomorrow. We have an 8-man with the Mogul Embassy versus Sting, Darby, Keith Lee, and friggin' Orange Cassidy.
Speaking of that, Swerve and
that match, amazing.
You could have put it on Swerve.
You said earlier when we were talking about Rollins, about Wrestler of the Year, Orange Cassidy right now needs to be in the discussion for Wrestler of the Year because he is having an all-time run right now. 23 straight title defenses. He opens Dynamite every week, has a banger every week. That guy is amazing. And I know most of our community in here digs him. You know what I mean? Like we're kind of a pro OC community.
You
but
know
there are a
who
lot of
doesn't?
people that don't.
You know who doesn't dig
And I
him?
don't understand it.
My
don't
community
understand it.
over on Facebook. They're
I
nice
just
about
don't get it. I
but
don't
they
get
don't
it.
like him.
I don't get it. I get it. It's cool. It's subjective, whatever. But I look at that. He is the best booked champion in that company, and it is not close.
If you
not close.
If you want to talk about weird like Facebook algorithm things, I could post the most insightful, thought out piece about whatever and get like no traction. I post that Orange Cassidy had a good match last week, and everybody loses their shit.
Mind. What do you mean?
He keeps his hands in his
wrestling.
pockets. Listen,
bro, have fun. It's professional wrestling, guys. It ain't that serious. It ain't that serious.
He does it with his hands in the pockets. Imagine what happens when he takes them out.
We love maybe not anymore, but we loved a guy that was a friggin' zombie for 20 years who killed his parents. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. It's just like, come on, man. It's a character. He's playing a character.
But I mean, and he's proven it. And that's a sidetrack to like just people that don't watch the actual product and see the highlights of the goofy stuff. But like, watch that match. Like we are both, but like,
first of all,
Swerve Strickland.
I thought Swerve was winning it.
Yeah,
I went into that match going, Swerve's winning this. Like Swerve's going to win the title. That's how I didn't even doubt it. I was like,
I thought
think
for
Swerve's
sure Will Washington had some pull now that he's.
I know what the hell you'd think.
Come on, Will. No, I think that it was a great match. I think Swerve has got a huge future. There you go. Futures bet over under world titles for Swerve. I'm going to set the bar at 1.5 because I think they're.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You think it's over? You think he'll have 2 world titles of some capacity? Mm-hmm. Was that? I guess that would include AEW, maybe WWE if he ever makes it back, but I don't think he will. I think he's the reason I say 1.5 with Swerve, and I would even put the over under at 0.5 is just because. Like I know he loves wrestling, but he's got so many. He just put out a rap. Yeah, he just put out a rap album. So like, maybe he focuses heavy on that. Who knows? But dude, that match ruled. Swerve Strickland rules. Orange Cassidy rules. AEW is again. If you like anything in wrestling, there was something good about it all week.
I got a question for you. It didn't happen last night, but are you ready for the inevitable Jungle Boy heel turn on your boy Hook? You ready for it?
I'm never ready.
How's that going to make you feel?
Well,
how's that going to make you feel?
I mean, exactly. You know what's going to happen.
Last night, I thought
I'm going to be done. I'm going to be done with Jungle Boy. He's done.
At the end of that match, I was yelling at my TV screen, "Hit him, Jack! Hit him!
No, leave Hook alone. Leave Hook alone."
I was
you know how I feel. Anybody that puts their hands on Hook is not a friend
also
of mine.
Last night. That Texas Tornado tag match, that was a fun match. That is I think I've said it, AEW's had a couple of them. And most of their tag matches end up in this kind of format because the refs don't pay attention to the rules. But like the Texas Tornado tag match is a very, very underutilized match type. I think that should be used a little bit more often. Not oversaturated like most people do, but
wait a minute.
What
Texas, are you talking about? How am I not loyal? I am loyal to Hook. Anybody puts their hands on Hook.
He's been a hooker.
I've never been. Yeah,
he's been a hooker since day one.
Before I got this fancy setup over here, it just used to say "Hi, Mom" and Team Hook.
It's true.
That's it.
That is the true thing. That was the only things that were on a blank white wall.
Blank white wall until
just a sign that said "Hi, Mom" and Hook.
I'm not turning on Jungle Boy. I would have to, I don't dislike Jungle Boy. I think Jungle Boy is fantastic. I just love Hook. I'm loyal to my squad.
Oh, we got Dustin saying, not being a regular viewer of AEW, I'm not sure if this has been announced or not, but will Dynamite and Collision will have their own roster storylines. So they haven't officially said anything yet, but what I've heard is it's going to start off with a soft brand split, and then it's going to turn into a hard brand split.
And to be fair,
the champions are going to float.
And to be fair, Ryan, Jungle Boy had no problem kicking my boy Marco Stunt out of Jurassic Express. So it's not like him and I are on the greatest of terms anyway.
Whoa.
I'm just saying, Team Marco, baby. Team Marco for life. Jungle Boy could have stopped that, but instead he let that heel Christian Cage get in there and ruin everything.
We did get Tony Khan with yet another, and then ironically it was Trent's mom Sue that first said hi. It's true. Pluggo.
But yeah, I'm excited. Collision. Oh, that's enough. We didn't even Collision next weekend.
So we have Collision, which debuts a week from Saturday. Collision.
Wrestling is so cool.
And we got Tony Khan had a big announcement last night. Another one, and another one. I wonder what the announcement will be next week because he did one on Ring of Honor tonight too.
Is he abusing the huge announcement?
No, I mean I don't think he's abusing it because it's a debut show. Like you gotta, I get it. But like
don't tempt me with a good time. Hook and Marco tag team.
But they announced the main event for the first ever Collision, which will be next Saturday, and it will be a trios match. It will be Jay White, Juice Robinson, and Samoa Joe. Who I don't know if you saw this. Did you see the Sweet Tooth? Did you see the Sweet Tooth clip from the Twist of Melma show floating on around the social medias a couple hours ago?
No, I did not.
Yeah, they released their first like a clip of a scene, and Samoa Joe physically plays Sweet Tooth. Will Arnett, who I love Will Arnett, but Will Arnett does the voice of Sweet Tooth, but Samoa Joe is playing Sweet Tooth. And they released a clip of him messing up Anthony Mackie a little bit in like a casino. It was definitely it looked fun.
Nice.
But yes, so it'll be Samoa Joe and Bullet Club Gold, Jay White and Juice Robinson going up against CM Punk and FTR. So that should be fun. That should be a fun little first main event for Collision, which is literally like 9 days away. It's right here before we know it.
Will we make it? Will we see it? Will CM Punk actually show up?
Yep.
Tune in.
And then a week after that, you have Forbidden Door. And then it's just,
which
Kenny
Forbidden Omega, Ospreay, God, Okada, Danielson, come on,
bro. Like those two matches alone, they could just say, "Hey, Forbidden Door is just these two matches," and I'm like, "I'll pay $50."
Listen,
Danielson and Okada, get out of here.
Listen,
me?
I know there's some people out there in this wrestling world, in this community, that don't like anything. And all they want to do is find the negative. How are you finding negative this week? Oh my God.
How do you find a negative?
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. Those two matches right there is enough to sell a ticket. They sold out the damn thing before that.
Yeah. Speaking of Bullet Club Gold, let me ask you another question. How do you feel about the Guns joining Bullet Club Gold? And I'll tell you my answer. I liked it. That's right.
I mean,
I liked it. I thought it made sense. I think the Guns actually fit in rather well with the Bullet Club Gold.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah. Forbidden Door is a good time. Everything.
Well, I think Have Guy is going to be in attendance.
Is he going to be there?
I know. I think a lot of Spencer's going to be there. Lawrence is going to be there. I don't know about Zach, but I'm assuming. I think a lot of our Between Two Beards friends will be at Forbidden Door.
Good for them. Toronto's Canada
Spencer,
in general.
You nailed it. Because I'm sorry, and I saw some people, people on Twitter saying, "Oh, the Guns," but who would have thought?
What I was gonna say was when we last left the Guns and they lost to FTR, we were sitting here going, "Are the Guns cool?" Because that 50 Cent theme, like, are
that
the Guns cool?
that 50 Cent entrance. I was like, damn, dude. I was like, I kind of dug that.
And like, why not, right? If you don't have anything else for them to do, and it's not like every faction everybody has to be of a Jay White, Juice Robinson caliber. I was like, what the hell? Breaking stuff over here,
Jesus,
bro.
Get it together.
Just so excited. I'm smashing.
Still got like another half hour, so you got to get it together.
But that's what I'm saying. So like, you get them in there,
I just think. I mean, obviously, like Spencer said, the name. It's the Bullet Club. They're the Guns. Bullets go in guns. It makes sense. And like, they are, especially if you're doing Bullet Club Gold, right? You want to establish a Bullet Club group over here, right? That makes the perfect sense. You let Jay White and Juice Robinson. You let Jay White be the leader. Juice Robinson, who I love Juice. After the main event was
Rock
Jay
hard.
White, rock hard. The main event was Ricky Starks and Jay White. Really good match, really physical match, which I like because these are two little guys and they beat the crap out of each other. And then at the end, the Guns helped out Jay White win. The way that Juice Robinson was celebrating after that, I laughed for 10 minutes. I was giggling. It was so funny. He's hilarious. But like, yeah, the Guns, they fit. If you look at them, the four of them standing next to each other and then they have bullet, they just look like they belong there. And like you said, not everybody in every group needs to be a main eventer. That's the tag team of the Bullet Club. The Young Bucks were in the Bullet Club, correct? Like they're the tag team, you know? Zach saying, I'm told I owe a surprise run. I missed it all. I don't know what we're talking about. But
so in the chat, so for the behind the scenes, when Zach said, "Hey, do you guys want a special run in?" We said, "Of course, just send them." Spencer in the comments, they got their wires crossed, said that it was somebody else. It wasn't Boris. Boris wasn't the special. So now I'm saying Zach owes us a run in of some type, whether he wants to cash it in or he could just call in one of his many, many friends to run in. Like he owes us now because I got all excited. But no, Zach's awesome. Without Zach, this program does not look. I love wrestling in general. Overall, from the pro wrestling to this, does not look as sharp without.
Usually,
Zach.
there's even more graphics on the screen right now, but it is Pride Month, so I wanted to use our Pride logo. So we just got that rocking in the corner because we are down. We are down with
we are. Hey, wrestling is for everybody.
Plus,
that's right.
So I wanted to rock our logo for Pride Month in the corner. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I made that executive decision.
Zach has been ducking us for 106 episodes. I don't think he's officially been.
Oh, yeah, has he?
I don't think he's.
I don't know. Has he never been on here? Is that true? Zach, have you never officially?
I don't think he's officially
been on this show.
The only appearance he's made is when he'll be in the studio, working on Quizflex, and I just click him on the screen and then take him off the screen.
That's true though. 106 episodes. Zach's never been on here. Huh? Wow. Well, we need to change that at some point. But yeah. All right. We are at a little over an hour. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought again, still that's not enough, you would think. Just once.
Yeah.
But
you came on with others. We want Zach between two beards.
Yeah, we want some alone.
Let's get real sensual with it, Zach. Come on. Light some candles. That'd be wonderful.
Bro.
Yeah, that's right. Because you were in Montreal and you were like, "Hey, look who's over there." But
yeah.
We want more Zach. Everybody should want more Zach. Zach should want more Zach. I'm just saying, dude's money.
He is.
You know who never yells at us for overspending? Zach. Ever. He just looks at us disappointed. He just goes, "Really, guys?"
Yeah.
But
yes,
okay. Are we gonna set the stage? Set the table.
Because we did talk about Forbidden Door. So we're 2 weeks away basically from Forbidden Door. We only have two.
Damn right. It's not your money, Zach.
We have two matches that have been announced, and they are two some good ones. We got the IWGP United States Championship match between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, which you can make an argument, and we might be talking about this match in a little bit when we kind of go through our 6 month.
By the way, is
mid-year check-in.
Is Will Ospreay the only person that was able to convince me that everyone in Canada sucks?
Maybe.
His promo, he was just like, "Y'all think you're nice over there. Well, I think you're all assholes." And I was like, damn.
Will Ospreay bringing that heat.
Calm down.
Bringing that heat. So we got that match.
I'm coming for you.
And then we obviously have Kazuchika Okada going one-on-one with Bryan Danielson, which is just
you're the Rainmaker. Well, you're coming to the desert.
Oh my God, I loved it. No, he didn't say it that way. He said, "Oh, they call you the Rainmaker? Well, when you're wrestling with me, you're coming to the fucking desert."
Yeah, I was trying
and there ain't gonna be no. And there ain't gonna be no rain. Oh, it was excellent.
It was wonderful.
So let's talk about Forbidden Door. We have one CM Punk returning next week officially on Collision. You would expect that CM Punk would have a presence at Forbidden Door. If you had to pick right now, or you looked at the landscape, who do you think CM Punk could be wrestling at Forbidden Door? Like, where do you
Marco Stunt,
bro?
I mean, the obvious layup answer, if you can pull it off, is Kenta.
Kenta, right?
Go for the. I mean, there's the CM Punk has blatantly said he stole the go to sleep. Kenta, yada yada yada. Kenta uses it. Kenta just won the Defy World title.
Yeah,
from Nick Wayne. That
who's debuting on Dynamite at some point in the summer.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the
Swerve.
obvious answer would be Kenta, but I guess maybe Tanahashi would be fun. Maybe
I think Tanahashi probably fights MJF, right?
You think so?
That's probably. Although Tanahashi went for the world title last year against Punk, so I don't know if you want to have him go.
I don't want to sit here and act like I am like super knowledgeable of all the New Japan roster, so I don't want to like throw names out there and I think Blair was asking the Great Okan. Yeah, Tanahashi is that. What's his
because Tanahashi ended up fighting
because there's Hiromu, Tanahashi, and there's another one, right? There's two of them.
No, what? No, huh?
Maybe I'm mistaken. I thought there was Hiromu, and then there was another one. Tanahashi's. I don't want to go down a road of like because I don't
watch a ton of New Japan, bro.
I try to watch what I can, but we want Kenta. Yes, Hab guy. Let's just go with Kenta.
I mean, that would be fun.
Am I crazy? I could have sworn there
was
Hiroshi and Hiromu. Yeah, there's two. Swear to God, I know I'm not.
I'm not doubting you. I'm not doubting.
Go down the road. Listen,
I'm not doubting you. I don't think you're right.
No, but there's somebody in the chat. Hiromu and Hiroshi.
I think Hiromu's Takahashi.
Takahashi? Okay.
Hiromu Takahashi.
Yeah, I don't want to be. Yeah,
Hiroshi Tanahashi. I think.
Listen, it's always been. Yeah,
Takahashi.
Thank you. I'm trying not to be. We're losing viewers because of my just inability to talk New Japan.
They're like, these guys are schmucks. Professional. Get out of here.
I made it like a New Year's resolution to watch more New Japan, and I admittedly have watched more New Japan than I did in previous years, but I'm still not like a super appointment view guy. I'm more of a like, Speedball killed it in Best of Super Juniors. Let me check out a couple of those matches. I need to just bite the bullet and just start watching it. That's what I need to do. I need to just make it part of my repertoire.
Yeah. Repertoire. Good word. It's a good word. All right.
If you haven't caught on Twitter, I've been stealing Wordle wins.
Stealing? Are you cheating at Wordle, bro? You better not be cheating at Wordle, bro. I'll end this.
No. So check it out. Check it out. So this is what you do.
Don't tell me how to cheat, bro.
No, I play Wordle every day. I play like a different one where I can play it unlimitedly. Yep. But the New York Times Wordle that you can only play once a day, the key to success. This is a life hack by Pluggo. Then we're going to talk about the year that was. Finish out this program. Life hack by Pluggo. This is what you do. You wait until like midday till all the Wordle players that you follow on TikTok have solved the Wordle. Then you go to Wordle, type in what they solved, and Wordle calls you a genius, and you look like $1 million, and you feel good because they just called you a genius. And you got some compliments, and you go on your way.
Can just use your brain and figure out the word and get those compliments anyway.
But you don't tell anybody that you just struck out like 19 times playing unlimited Wordle on your lunch break at work.
Yeah, I don't play the unlimited one. That's the participation trophies of Wordle. That one, the unlimited.
Yeah, guy, that's what it is. I don't have enough time to watch all the wrestling I want to watch, so I try to be. And it's not. Again, I don't think that there's anything bad in New Japan. I enjoy what I see. It's just what we just talked about. We talked about Friday. There was something. Saturday, I was in independent wrestling heavy. Sunday, there's independent wrestling. Monday's Raw. Tuesday, NXT. Wednesday, at some point, and then believe it or not, sometimes I watch other things just to decompress once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, you can't just watch wrestling all the time. I mean,
You can try.
you can watch sports like me and hate life because all my teams are cowards. But anyway, all right. We are at the midway point. It is June 8th.
Yeah.
So we are 6 months into the year. And Pluggo and I thought, we're not going to go like you said, full bore. We do our beardies at the end of the year, which we dive into the year that was. But we figured we would have a midpoint check-in, let's call it. A midpoint discussion about the things that have stuck out to us, about really the bright spots of the first half of this year in professional wrestling, any company, or the things that have stuck out for not the right reasons. And, again, let us know in the chat what have been your favorite things so far in pro wrestling, what your least favorite things have been so far this year. But let us know in the chat. I don't know where you want to start, Pluggo, if you just want to kind of just dive in.
I was going to say the reason that we were doing this is so that at the end of the year, we don't forget all the banger matches that have happened at the beginning of the year. But I mean, if we were just talking which in the chat, drop your matches of the year, your performers of the year, all of that. If we were talking wrestler of the year, we talked, Orange Cassidy earlier. He's on that short list. Seth Rollins has had himself a year. Cody Rhodes has had a year. But if we wanted to just talk about matches like Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, who are about to double up here and do this again at the end of the month, had a banger at Wrestle Kingdom. We had the debut of Mercedes Moné. We had the return of Cody Rhodes. We had WWE merge. What a crazy 6 months. So I was like, we're in June. Let's chat about some of this. I don't know if you want to put, mid-season awards on anybody, but who, if I was going to put you down, yeah, who would you have? Because there's a lot of good. I mean, Speedball's had a year. I know I'm talking him up because I just love him so much, but he's legitimately had a wrestler of the year style 6 months.
Zach with a good nominee. 100% you put Gunther in that conversation.
Yep,
100%.
Gunther's there. Yep, Sammy.
Orange Cassidy, we've talked about. Sammy and Kevin Owens against the Usos at Mania, night one. I mean, WrestleMania in its entirety, you had night one, which that night ended, and everyone was like, that's one of the best nights of WrestleMania ever. This WrestleMania could be the greatest WrestleMania of all time. And then night two happened, and they were like, what the fuck happened?
They didn't put the belt on Cody.
What the fuck? Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. I'm not getting into it for the 20th time.
Do it.
Dumbass decision.
What's been the rant of the year from JPJ?
The rant of the year is me every time we talk about WrestleMania getting pissed off that Cody didn't win. Dumb.
I mean, Elimination Chamber with
Sammy in Montreal was excellent.
Was insane.
I mean,
the Four Pillars match just not too long ago, that was dope.
Yeah. The match was incredible. Just the whole Sami Zayn thing. John Moxley, obviously, the BCC over in AEW is one of my favorite things in all of wrestling. And Bryan Danielson being kind of that sinister heel, they've really stuck out to me. Rhea Ripley and Charlotte from WrestleMania. Am I not
wrong? Danielson and MJF was this year, right?
Yeah, the Iron Man match. That was
that would have been in November then.
No, Revolution.
Okay,
Revolution.
Okay. Yeah, Revolution. Yeah. That was good. That was a good match. There's
Damn right.
Jericho Appreciation Society for appearing at PWG.
Yeah, that's very cool. That was
Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander is great. He obviously got hurt though, which
Noob saying Natalie Markova. She definitely had a great year in NWA. Yeah, and then performance at the Crockett Cup. We said it last week. I'll say it again. If I could just get the owner of the NWA to make me want to watch his program. There's so much talent on that roster.
What do you mean? You don't like Tyrus? You don't like Tyrus? You don't know wrestling if you don't like Tyrus.
That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me if you don't like somebody, that's okay. That doesn't make me less of a wrestling fan. Just because I don't like a person in your promotion.
No, if you don't like Tyrus, it makes you a better person. So I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. At least you can go to sleep at night like that,
So yeah, match of the year. I think
if you were asking me for wrestler of the year right now, I'd have a 3-horse race between Orange Cassidy, Gunther.
Do it.
I'm trying to think of who that third one would be. I mean, you can make an argument for Seth. You can make an argument for Moxley. MJF has been the champion. He doesn't wrestle a ton, but MJF as the champion. You can make an argument. Rhea Ripley, Bianca. I know she just lost the title, but Bianca was unbelievable.
Yeah, I was gonna say Rhea and Charlotte. Like I know it.
Danielson.
That
obviously.
match ruled. So
Rhea
like
and Charlotte, that was one of the best matches of
Mania.
the year. Easily, it's one of the best women's matches of all time. They were the best match at WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Like if we were gonna have a Beardy Awards today, like we could fill the card easy and have people that we left off. I don't know what we're gonna do in 6 months when we have to, we have Forbidden Door, we have All In, All Out, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, this Roman and Jay stuff. Like wrestling's so cool.
It really is. I'm trying to think of more matches that could like stick out to me. I mean, the Texas Death Match between Hangman and Moxley at Revolution was also fantastic. Hab Guy, I will not argue that with Gunther, man. I will not argue that. He's definitely in the discussion.
Yeah,
Speaking of Gunther, the triple threat match at WrestleMania with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre, awesome.
Isn't it a Sheamus that Drew hasn't been on TV since then?
Yeah, he's gonna show up at All In. I mean, AEW.
That'd be awesome.
If they were smart, they would give Drew McIntyre what he wants, and they would bring him back, and they would bring him back as a heel. I think that would be a good thing to do. I think Drew McIntyre is a heel. Challenge Seth. Give me a heel Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins feud for the summer for that title. I'm in on that shit. Big time.
Or give me Drew McIntyre, or I'm sorry, what would we call him? What was his name? And then
Drew Galloway.
Right? Give me a Drew Gallows. Was it Gallows?
Galloway, right?
Galloway, because Gallows. I'm thinking Gallows and Anderson. Yeah, Drew Galloway versus MJF at All In. That'd be dope.
I think you can make an argument that Anarchy in the Arena. I know it's recent, but that was one of the funner, better matches of the year as well. But I would say right now for me, it's hard to top Kenny Omega and Ospreay from Wrestle Kingdom. That match was crazy. That was crazy good, and we're gonna see it again, like a week, 2 weeks. Okay, how about story? I mean, it's got to be the Bloodline, right? It's the storyline. Still, is that the best storyline in professional wrestling all year?
I mean,
it's the Bloodline.
It's the most
talked about. It's the most high profile. It's the most consistent. I would give that. But do we? Think
I mean, Cody and Brock has been better than I expected.
It would have been better if it had the title.
Well, yeah, no, 100%. But that's why I mean, like, it's better than I expected given what they did at Mania. Go off, King. Come on. I know you want to.
I'm not doing it.
Bite your damn tongue. Just do it.
Literally, I almost bite my nails. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. I hate it. Every time I see Cody, I'm like, what the hell?
If we're being honest, the Dominic Mysterio, Rey Mysterio stuff, I think bled into this year, but that was a good, fun storyline leading up to Mania.
The Rhea Dom stuff in general, as a whole, has got to be one of the highlights of the. I mean,
yeah,
and
and AEW, unfortunately, I don't know if there's many like great. I mean, the Hangman getting back with the Elite, the Don Callis turning thing is kind of good, but I mean, it's just it was big. It was a big moment, but I think it's got to be talking Bloodline. I mean, we'll probably be talking Bloodline at the end of the year too.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like the Bloodline has been the most dominant thing for 3 years.
Oh, Roman's beating up Alpha and Sika now. Bloodline.
Imagine.
He's just going down the. They just kicked the crap. He just kicked the crap out of Rikishi. Oh, jeez,
bro.
Because you ain't truly the head of the table until you dismantle the entire Samoan dynasty, not just Jay and Jimmy Solo eventually. Because that's where that's got to go, right? Backtrack to that. He's got to end up facing Solo too. Yeah. That's going to be him versus Paul Heyman.
So what do you think? He beats up Jimmy, and he probably does it like dastardly to the point where maybe Solo then does go, hey, all right, like relax, bro. That's my brother. That's my brother.
I think he beats the crap out of
What do you
Jimmy
think he goes
to the point
Jimmy
where Jay gets
Jay
involved,
and then Solo's the last one? Because
I think so.
There's been a few times.
I would think so.
So another thing about this bloodline story, obviously, like Roman is not scared of either of the Usos. He does not. He owns them. He's basically like, I don't care. But there's been a few occurrences where like Roman, I'm not going to say he's scared, but like Roman, he looks at Solo a certain way, and he just goes, all right, like that guy could probably, he would give me a run for my money. Like you can tell, like he views him differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who wants to take that? You know what I'm saying?
So I think when that Solo thing actually happens and it's Solo and Roman, I think we're going to see like a smidge of fear coming out of Roman, because I think he views Solo a whole hell of a lot differently than he does the Usos. Like he's given some Solo some side looks before, and it's like, oh, he might actually be kind of nervous about Solo, because Solo is like the muscle and unhinged, and he can like snap and things like that. So something to keep an eye on, because I do think what happens is the bloodline will implode, and he's going to fight all of them. He's fighting all of them.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're going to just drag it out and he'll just go one by one, but he's fighting all of them.
Fight one, beat them, tag team triple threat match. The next pay-per-view, take the next pay-per-view off, fight them, beat them. It's going to be whatever.
That's how you stretch it out, man. That's how you
I did think it was pretty funny that Triple H was super complimentary to Roman after he kind of drug him during the World Championship.
Oh my God. Sure. He's 100%.
Pick a side. Talk about loyalty.
Bro.
I'm just anyway, we'll just circle that all back. Like this, the first half of the year has been nuts. I mean, like you mentioned it, Belair, in the women's side of things, Mercedes Moné debuted. That was cool as hell. Kairi Sane. I know the debut got mixed reviews because of they didn't think that her finisher looked clean, but the matches she had in New Japan were great. And unfortunately she got hurt. So hopefully she gets better sooner than later so that we can get some more Mercedes Moné on. Trinity, she debuted in Impact and absolutely has been killing it. Still looks like she hasn't missed a beat. Like the women's side of the game, like Deonna Purrazzo's killing it. I mean, Mickie James was on fire for a while and then she got hurt. Mm-hmm. What a bad beat for Impact. I mean, they ended up, which I actually thought was a good thing, a blessing in disguise. Like, not that Mickie James and Josh Alexander aren't two of the most like badass wrestlers, ever. But you opened up a lot of cool opportunities there. So just wrestling in general, like I said it at the top, you pick a promotion, I'll find something super positive about it, because that's what I'm all about, because wrestling is cool. And the first 6 months of the year have been absolutely bonkers. Like I said, we talk just storyline stuff. CM Punk stuff took over the airwaves again.
I mean, weekly.
Still is. Punk Date is not just a clever joke. It's definitely a thing. Endeavor, the Vince McMahon stuff. That was what, WrestleMania night 2?
Yeah, that was And then the next morning they had their press conference.
And they were like, yeah, we're merging here. So that's a huge story. I'm trying to think if there was any other major storyline stuff in wrestling. Jordan Grace is a free agent right now.
That's a big one. That is a big
That'll be a big one, deciding what she wants to do next. Man. So in the chat, let us know something from the first 6 months. I mean, we're probably blanking on a bunch of stuff, but it's just been so much. Should have wrote some of this down.
I know. It's almost like we should be professionals about this
almost.
Stuff.
I think we nailed pretty much the matches and the good stuff that we've seen so far.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just, dude, we're getting a brand new show debut in a week. Yeah. Like there's going to be even more wrestling. And like we were talking about earlier, you can watch wrestling every night of the week if you want to. If you want to watch live new wrestling, you literally can do that any night.
Oh, and speaking of which, MLW is now on Fight.
That is true.
So like their weekly show is easier to find than ever. Shout out to the future heavyweight champ Alex Kane. Boomaye, baby.
Boomaye.
But that, so like break that down. So like next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday would be Collision. So to be, if we started from today, if you're not watching this show,
you can watch Ring of Honor and Impact tonight.
Ring of Honor tonight. Tomorrow you got SmackDown and whatever Indies running. So I think
Rampage.
And Rampage. And I think there's probably some indie shows I'd have to look. And then there's usually a GCW show on Saturday or Sunday, or
there'll
both.
be Collision next week.
and there'll be Collision next week. So then you're talking Monday Night Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday. Tuesday's also got NWA. Wednesday you got Dynamite. Thursday it's just and then you start throwing pay-per-views in the mix. I don't know how we're gonna pull this off.
It's a lot. It's a lot of wrestling.
Listen, if you want to be a contributor here at Love Wrestling, email Spenny Love.
Truly.
We need some people. There's so much stuff.
Man almighty. Like truly.
It's crazy. How are you planning on I mean, obviously I think the first episode of Collision,
yeah, I'm gonna watch the first.
It's gonna be an appointment view type deal where you sit down and you watch it. But do you think that's gonna be, are you willing to say I'm not gonna go out and do something on a Saturday night because Collision's on, or does it have to be CM Punk's gonna be there, the main event's a banger, I gotta see it? Or are you cool with just going, I'll watch that when I get home, or I watch it on Sunday morning?
Boy. It'll probably be the latter most weeks. Look at you and I, we work in the retail industry, so our schedules are, you know, we don't have the Monday through Friday 9 to 5. Like that's not my schedule. You know what I mean? Right. So that plays a factor into it. And so like Saturday night for me, because I usually work very early on Saturday mornings, and I usually have Sundays off. Saturday night for me is like date night. That's when you go out, you know, like I'm meeting up with my friends, or I'm going on, you know, me and the lady are going out. Like that's what it is. And I think it probably, for my own benefit, would not go over well if I was like, hey, can't go out on Saturdays anymore. Why? A new wrestling show. You
Look, Ryan, all jokes aside, do that.
Yeah.
I know you've been picking on me, but
no, seriously, do that. I would
do that.
That would
I
make
would
me
love
happy,
to work
be
with
honest
you.
with you. That'd be great. That'd be good shit.
But yeah, that's
you know what I mean? Like, and again, I would have loved if they would have done the 6:05 gimmick. If you would have done like Saturday at 6 p.m., give me a 2-hour show till 8. I would have loved it. And that probably would have had me. Yeah, I'm not going out on a Saturday because of. Hey, you know, we are wrestling fans, so most of us probably live that life.
And
you know, but it's 8 Saturday nights are tough. And I get it.
Yeah,
I get the mindset. Saturday nights are big primetime nights, all big boxing match, like big things happen on Saturday. But it's just kind of like.
But that's my worry for Collision. My only concern has been like the Saturday. I guess there's not another good place to put it. I guess if TNT wanted it during the NBA off season, they could do it on like a Tuesday and go head to head with, or whatever. But because that's the thing, like it's gonna be tough sledding to be like Mrs. Pluggo, honey babe, honey sweetie, whatever.
It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell.
Listen. Monday night wrestling, Tuesday night wrestling, Wednesday night. Granted, I figure out a way to watch some form of wrestling pretty much every day.
I do too.
It is, but I do enjoy the like occasional night where I just binge watch some random show because I'm like, I've watched so much wrestling, I need to decompress.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad thing. I've said it again. I sound like I'm complaining, but more wrestling is good for business, not bad for business. So again, the theme of today is love what you love, whether it's AEW, whether it's WWE, whether it's Impact, whether it's NWA. Love what you love. Be a wrestling. You are a wrestling fan if you like wrestling. It doesn't matter what kind of wrestling you like. We're all in this together. So stop fighting with each other.
No, people are always going to fight. Come on.
You don't like something, just change the channel, watch something else.
That's my thing. Like, if you don't like something, you know, you can just like not say.
Just not watch.
You don't have to tell everybody you don't like.
You can say you don't like something. That's fine. You can be like, I didn't like that.
Not for me, Doug. Cool. All right.
Yeah, cool. But you don't have to be like you're less of a wrestling fan.
Yeah, be like, oh, you like that, idiot,
all right, nerd.
It's okay. Cool. Like, you know, I don't know. It's very weird. All right, it's only 1:45. I'm 1:45. We've been doing this for an hour and 45 minutes.
It's 1:45. I need to go to bed, bro.
I know. What else do you want to talk about? Anybody in the chat? What do you want to talk about?
Free play here. You put it in the chat.
Literally.
It doesn't even have to be wrestling.
We've talked about all the wrestling shows of the week. We've talked about
as long as it's not Rats related.
Stuck out. Yeah, some of the stuff that has stuck out to us the first half of the year. We could do an impromptu draft if anybody has like a
draft topic.
It's been a while. I feel like we got away from the drafts, and I feel like
I missed. I think
it's
it's still in our brand.
It is, but I feel like the draft was a shtick that worked for us, and we just got away from it, and we don't even do it anymore.
Well, to be completely honest, if we're being fair, if we want to talk about the first half of the year and we want to look back on things, like we hit the gates running like week 1 of the new year, like we had a guest like the first 6 weeks, and then it was like mania season. So we had guests on for that. Like we've had
guests more weeks than not.
Which last year, and I'm not saying that we weren't, we would kind of do it a little, we were doing things a little differently, and we just kind of fell away from it. I think we should totally bring back the draft. So yeah, I'm 100% down with that. For future
if anybody super chats right now, a category,
anything.
Well, yeah, you can super chat anything, but if you super chat a category, any category, Pluggo and I will do an impromptu draft before we get out of here. That's what we'll do. But if anyone in the chat anyway, you want to talk about anything that happened in pro wrestling, anything that happened in sports, the new Spider-Man movie, we did throw a feeler out to Mr. Warren Hayes to join us tonight, but he said, "Gentlemen, I would love to, but I'm going to see that new Spider-Man movie." And I was like, "Hell yes, Warren. Hell yes."
Fun fact, I told him to tell Peter Parker I said hello, and he goes, "There's a lot of them." Yeah, and I was like, "What?"
In this one, there's a lot of them.
Thought there was only one.
This is the sequel, the animated sequel to Spider-Verse. If you didn't see that first one that came out, bro, that movie is great. That movie's great. Great.
Draft movies, but Pluggo sees nothing. That's kind of true. I will say, if we're just for as we're looking for, we could do movies, but what genre? I need a genre.
Yeah, we need a genre.
I need a genre.
I'll do a movies draft right now. I'll fucking dominate a movies draft right now. But I need to know
what's the last movie you saw. Go in
general.
Yeah, just it doesn't matter. Movie theater, TV.
I watched Air.
Is it good?
Yes, very good.
Okay, I need to watch it.
It's on Amazon Prime. So I watched Air. Very good. They never show Michael Jordan. You never see Michael Jordan once in that movie.
I read that was a
Wait, is this the category? If they stick
the landing.
Wait, or are you gonna say if?
Oh, he's saying if Spider-Man sticks.
Oh, are you saying that the Spider-Verse?
Favorite sitcom.
Okay, you want to do a 5-round sitcom draft?
Sure.
All right.
I think we've done this before, and I got drug. But
wait, did we do a sitcom one before?
Yeah, and I got drug for taking Friends.
Why are you saying drug so much, bro? You good?
Like I got drugged. Like I got dragged.
You got dragged.
Drugged by the audience.
You've been saying drugged.
Oh, drag. I'm bad at Wordle, son.
Apparently, you have to cheat every friggin' day.
I don't cheat as of like. It's funny because they call you a genius.
Did we really do a sitcom draft?
This is how dumb I am. I didn't know that would happen. So
how did I know we did a sitcom draft already.
We did.
Is that true?
Seinfeld, How I Met Your Mother. Their Friends was on the board. Handed with the League. I think we did it with a guest.
Who is the guest?
I don't remember. I'll have to look back. God. I know we did it. Where's our we need to
we gotta go through the archives.
The archives. But I mean, if we were doing favorite sitcom drafts, like who would you take number 1?
If I had the first pick?
Seinfeld. I think you took Seinfeld because you had the first pick. And then I took Friends.
Yeah. And then I think I took Boy Meets World.
And I took How I Met Your Mother, and everybody was like, "You lost JPJ won," but they did that every week.
It's true. I dominated those drafts.
Maybe that's why we stopped doing it, because everybody just flamed me and was like, "JPJ's the greatest drafter of all time."
Maybe Pluggo was like, "You know what? I'm sick of everyone just saying you win all these drafts." I go, "Well, I do. I do win all these drafts. I dominate.
Favorite words that start with C. Okay, I could do that. Let's do that. Go. You can have the first pick.
Oh, you got the first one? All right. Conniption.
CM Punk.
What? That's not a word.
Starts with C.
Pluggo, I swear to God. I don't know how I've lasted with you for 106 episodes, to be honest with you. It's unbelievable. Wait, Pluggo, did you say in our stream long enough last night to get 90 snacks?
I did not. Not that I didn't enjoy. You guys were killing it. You guys were in a really good groove, and I fell asleep. So I missed the 90s snack talk. Well,
I mean,
Dunkaroos
obviously,
easily.
I was going to say Dunkaroos, obviously. I was a big fan. They brought them back, but they're not as good as they used to be. But I was a big fan of the Doritos 3D. The originals, not the new ones. The new ones kind of are all right.
Kind of are all right.
Would you consider a drink a snack like an Ecto Cola?
Yeah, of course. You go to the gas station.
Wow.
All right, if that what's that?
It might be true. It might be true.
What are you talking about?
It might be true.
This is a full beer.
No,
it's not JPJ style, but it's big. When you go to the gas station, so say tomorrow you go to the gas station, what are you grabbing from the snack area? What's your like go-to?
If I'm feeling chocolate, I usually get a Reese's peanut butter cup. That's usually the go-to. However, man, it's tough. It depends on my mood.
5-round gas station draft.
I love Chex Mix Cheddar. Chex Mix Cheddar is a go-to of mine.
I think those triangles that come in the Chex Mix Cheddar are trash.
They're like Cheez-Its. They're like poor man's Cheez-Its.
But they're not exactly. Cheez-Its are already.
Well, okay. Well, Chex Mix can't. They're going to call the friggin' Cheez-It people and go, hey, let me pay you $1 million.
Yeah.
Put 17 friggin' Cheez-Its in my Chex Mix.
If we can get Sean Ross Sapp on beers, Chex Mix and Cheez-Its.
Spencer didn't know about that.
Exactly.
If he went to Spencer first, he would have said, hell no, that's too much money.
Well, that's on him. That's his own fault for not understanding value. But no, I would go energy drink and probably a Slim Jim of some type or a beef stick.
Slim Jim. That's a 90s snack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still around. I was a big fan of Lemon Heads. I liked Lemon Heads when I was younger.
The Macho Man Slim Jim container.
I was a big fan of Lemon Heads when I was younger. I loved Starburst when I was a kid. What's your order of Starburst? The original flavors, none of this.
Oh, yeah.
The original four. What's your
pink
order?
One, the strawberry, lemon.
Oh, you had lemon is too.
Orange and then red.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Orange can get the hell out of here.
I was going to say,
I like orange in general.
I was going to say, if anybody doesn't pick the pink,
red, yellow, orange.
If you don't pick the pink Starburst as your first overall flavor, I can't trust you.
And here's the thing.
Ryan Sullivan is he picks orange Starburst first kind of guy.
Wow. I will not go that far to insult somebody like that. That is the lowest of the low. My thing is, right?
He yells at me on two shows.
The people that are like, oh, pink's not my favorite. I'm like, again, cool. Like if pink's not your favorite, cool. But there's a reason why Starburst has come out with pink. Like you can get a bag of just the pink. You can't go to the grocery store and be like, you know what? I want a bag of Starburst lemon and just find a bag of all the yellows. Awesome. They don't do that, but they do it with all the pinks because pink is the best.
Lemon
red is great. That's my number 2.
Is my go-to, man. Wet lemon, watermelon.
You know, it was one that I was. Okay, sorry. You know, I liked Push Pops. I was a big fan of Push Pops.
Like the sucker or the
I like the ice cream ones, like the Flintstones, the Flintstones Push Pops. I mean, the sucker one was all right, but I'm thinking Airheads. We were an Airhead guy. Oh, son of a bitch.
We're talking about unhealthy snacks, and
we should actually bring them in. To be honest with you.
Okay.
You caught us at a bad time because we're talking about favorite snacks from the 90s, and I know obviously
gas station staples.
You don't eat snacks because you can't keep that for
I'm Rich King. I have a 6-pack.
Where's the apples?
Hey, I love a good apple. I'm a pear guy. Pear is my favorite fruit. I like pears.
Take care of yourselves. Well, JPJ, take care of yourself because we really care about that. But I was minding my own business today. I wasn't going to jump on because Pluggo, I don't think you deserve the rating boost that we typically give you with the Rads being on your show.
I just apologize to you, fools.
But I got a message from the boss man himself, Spencer Love. And it sounded like an apology, Pluggo. So I wanted to come on here tonight and hear this apology from the horse's mouth.
I already said it.
I would love a replay of this.
No, that's not how this works. I already said it.
I don't think I don't think
where'd
it
it
counts
go?
unless you're saying it to the person though.
But you're not the person. There's multiple
I'm
persons.
one of many people. I am.
Are you saying that
representative
you're
of the
the
Rats,
leader of the
Rats
Rats?
Incorporated?
This was earlier. I don't think this counts. You missed your window. If somebody else
I
would
don't
like
think
to,
so. I don't think so.
it
I think
says
you can do it again. I think you can do it with more heart and more passion.
Hold on.
You got a little something in your throat there, pal?
Yeah, it's disgust.
Cheesies, maybe?
Some cheesies. What are cheesies?
Maybe you have a little 7 stuck down there. You've been 7-bagging
Right.
yourself down the throat.
I hate to say it. That's about the funniest
That's
thing
pretty
you've
good.
ever
That's
said.
pretty good.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn you, Rich King. It says, and this is a super chat from a fan. I don't know if you're familiar with Ryan Sullivan.
He
Huge
sounds
fan.
like an amazing person.
He is, but he has a few things about him that we could change. We can change it. We can get him on the 17 quick.
So you admit you're on the 17.
I never damn it.
Oh boy, we
Oh, damn,
Ryan
it's
Sullivan
official.
coming in with his
It's
second
official.
super chat of the night, saying
All
"Say it
right,
again,
all
Pluggo."
right, bring it up. I'm
up?
a man of the people, unlike the Rads.
Hey, we
It
love
says-
the people. The people love us.
I don't
We just
think
don't give a
that's-
shit.
I don't think that's true. I think you do. I think you worry about it. I, Pluggo, say this of my own free will and full heart. The Rads are the greatest wrestling group in the history of professional wrestling. My disrespect has been uncalled for, and I am sorry.
Oh, greatest group in wrestling history. So you're putting us above DX, Evolution, NWO, the Horsemen. My God, Pluggo.
Every inch of my body hurts right now.
You know what? With all that being said, I think it's about time that I say this to you specifically.
Here he goes.
After months and months and months of this back and forth.
Here he goes. He's just gonna kill the screen. I already know. Come on.
I'm not gonna kill the screen.
You're unoriginal, Rich.
I'm very original. I am the original Rich King, okay? There's no other Rich King
Is
out
that a
there.
Clippers
I'm the one
jersey,
and only.
Rich? What is that?
What's up?
What are you wearing? Is that a Clippers jersey or something?
Yeah, you know, my boy Chris Paul's in the news right now, so I decided to
He's
rock
not gonna
it.
be-
It's like 30
Yeah.
degrees
Paul.
outside.
He has no
right now.
titles,
It's
just
balls.
like you.
Wow,
What?
wow. Oh, I thought you just apologized, bro.
I did, but I'm
Who's your
okay.
team, Pluggo?
I'm a rock.
He wears a lot of hats. Pluggo wears a lot of hats.
I just bought some
Oh,
pretty
so he's a
sweet
bad
Miami
Lakers
Heat
fan.
shorts.
He wears a
I
lot
know
of hats.
JPJ
Yeah, he's
I know
wearing
JPJ
Miami
is
Heat
about the
shorts. That
Celtics,
tells you
right?
everything you need to know about Pluggo's fandom.
Anyway,
I'm
you
from
were
Boston,
saying, Rich,
so
I'm
people
sorry.
that don't-
I cut
yeah,
you off.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
I'll be
I'm
quiet.
genuinely interested. Who is your favorite team, Pluggo?
Basketball, I'm a Houston Rockets fan.
You're what?
Houston Rockets fan. Yeah, I know. They're not good. Oh, see? Yeah, see? See? I know the shtick. I get he does the same thing every week. He's had to come up with anything new, exciting. He pretends like he cares and then he just goes away. Brian, we appreciate the
Yeah,
super
honestly,
chats, my
that
friend.
money's coming to me and Pluggo, so we appreciate you. We appreciate you. I'm still on
the mental distress I'm
still
under.
on the 90s snacks thing, but do you remember Cosmic Brownies?
Do I remember them? Yeah, those were the. Do you remember?
I remember. I like the.
Do you
I like
remember
the
when
Little
Debbie's were
with
25
the nuts,
cents
with the
and it
net,
was
with the
yeah.
like the nuts on top. Those ones I preferred, but
Yeah.
Cosmic Brownies were good. I was also a huge fan. They still have them, but the Nutty Bars, Little Debbie Nutty Bars.
Ugh. My Canada
Anyway.
trip.
Well,
My stomach is
Rich King's
queasy now.
presence brought us to basically the end of the show. So,
Oh, my stomach. Listen.
speaking of Rich King, though,
I
say
will.
your thing, and then we'll talk nice about him.
I will say this. That was probably the most pleasant Rich King I've had on the show since he started crashing our streams. So that wasn't bad. He actually did ask me a question, and he sat there for a minute and pretended to care. But doesn't make me happy about it. They'll get their comeuppance soon. LPW shows. I thank God for Paralera, man. Anyway, but you can follow Rich King at RK Athletics 1 on Twitter. He is a sponsor of this program and every program on Love Wrestling. He's been a day one. My feelings, I guess, aside for Rich King, he's a fantastic personal trainer. You saw the dude on the screen. He's ripped, he's jacked, he's shredded. I could never pull off that basketball jersey. It wouldn't look good on me. But if you're looking to eat better, get healthier, or start a workout program, hit up Rich. He'll give you a bunch of great tips. Before I picked 7 a few months back, he actually gave me a few good tips on things to eat better and try to be a little healthier. And I appreciate him for that. So go follow Rich King at RK Athletics 1 for all your fitness needs.
Yeah.
Ugh,
all right, Pluggo.
I'm a professional.
You are. I'm proud of you. This was a fun one tonight. I want to thank everyone for hopping in the chat, talking about a good week of professional wrestling, talking about, halfway point and stuff like that. Want to thank Big Bad Boris for popping in here for a little bit, giving us a cool Iron Sheik story, which I thought was pretty cool. RIP to the legend. Respect, Sheiky baby, the Bubba. That's a big one. We lost a big one. Again, sending our love to Jeremy Lambert and things like that. Hope he's doing well and stuff over there. Our Fightful buddies, Jeremy. Hope he knows. We'll have the beat, and like Spencer says, you will have the B2B audio in just a few hours on podcatchers. So if you like to listen to audio form, you need a commute little thing to listen to on the ride. Boom. There you go. But
or just go over to that wonderful place on podcatchers if you watched it live and just like it over there. Again,
yes,
you guys liking, sharing, 5-star reviews, that helps everybody out. We all win. Like we said, more wrestling is good for the business. And I'd like to think that more of us is good for the business too over here at Love Wrestling. We're pretty fantastic. We got a great team. We got the brunch gimmick on Sunday. We got 4 exposure on the Sunday. We're moving to Sunday this week due to the shoot job life. We also, you never know when we're going to pop up next. We got LPW at the end of the month. We got all sorts of cool things going on. Our writing on our website is taking off. Omar,
Omar's there. You've written a few nice things.
Couple things here and there. So yeah, we're doing the damn thing. Spencer Love always with the killer interviews. Zach with Quizplex. I think Quizplex might be next week or the following. I think there's 5. I think there's 5
Thursdays in June this year.
So you might. We'll see. We'll talk to Zach. He owes us a run-in. We expect him to book us Dolly Parton so we can talk about Headlock on Our Heart.
Hell yeah. Pluggo, let the people know where they can find you and us, my dude.
Okay. Well, you can find me at Pluggo _ on Twitter, at Pluggo Love Wrestling, on all the other social media websites. You can find the show page at B2 Beards on all social media platforms, so you can stay up to date with what we got going on, what we're doing, where we're clipping the show. You can head over there, tell Spencer you want more of us. Just, go to Spenny Love. Go to at Spenny Love and blow his Twitter up and tell him we want more JPJ. We want more Pluggo. Give us more. Make him lose sleep tonight with all those DM messages. What else we got going on? I don't think we got anything else coming up that we should plug. I think we actually have it's been a light kind of week in terms of things that we had going on, but
yeah,
plug your stuff and we'll get out of here, brother.
Yeah, you can find me at JPJ Loves Gaming on the Twitter machine. You can also find me on Twitch with the same name. Work's been a little hectic, but we're going to be back for a long one tomorrow. MLB The Show. We've been playing some WWE 2K23 as well. And at the end of the month, we will be playing a whole hell of a lot of AEW Fight Forever. That should be a lot of fun. But yeah, JPJ Loves Gaming on the Twitter and on the Twitch. You can find me there. But follow Love Wrestling, follow Beard's social medias. You'll be able to find everything kind of there as well. You know the drill. We'll be here next Thursday, 8 p.m. Same bat time, same bat channel. And Pluggo and I thank everyone for hopping in the chat, being on the show tonight. We appreciate all of you. You guys mean the world to us. And hopefully we will see y'all.
Yeah, OJ, Fight Forever soon. We're looking forward to it too.
Oh, dude, looking forward to it, man. Big time looking forward to it. It should be great. Pluggo and I will see you all next Thursday for episode 107 of Between Two Beards.
Hopefully a Rad's free episode.
You never know. Last week we had one. You never know. We almost made it. But you guys know the drill. Until next time. Peace out.
Hey there, Pluggo and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. You know, get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you Two Beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourselves. Knock it off.